This podcast contains adults using adult language. You have been warned.
Looking back on the past where we still had a chance, we were pawns in a game that we could not win.
We starting? Because I want to finish the story.
Well, we're live. I mean, I don't know what else to... No, we'll wait.
Dear Internet. One moment.
Dear Internet, we're discussing family stories.
We're talking about our crazy family.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So, hey, it is Sunday. It is 4 p.m. We're just a little bit past 4 p.m.
God.
4 p.m. Eastern. And that means it's time to dungeon some dragons with Team X. Those dragons are getting dungeoned with Team Xenagog, an official franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated. We have a lot to get to today. It's a big day. We've been building up to this day for quite some time. But before we do that, we have to partake in the ancient rituals, which is introducing today's players. And we will start, as we always do, in Quadrant 4.
Me. I'm alive. In game and not in not in character. I'm Clues playing Joan my Gem Weaver. We're going to war. I might blow some shit up. This is gonna be fun.
Moving along.
Hi, I'm Viking Goat. I am playing Cynic Channel Trek, who may or may not go foomp a couple of times during this, although
Foomp?
functionally he can only
Is that
do
the
it
sound
once
that invisibility makes? Foomp.
I think it's the sound that invisibility makes.
It's a fool.
That sounds like the lyric to
They're very light.
That sounds like the lyric to the chorus of some 90s song.
Foomp.
That's the sound. That's the sound invisibility makes.
Oh, it reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes. The scientific process goes
Boink.
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 It does go boink.
This is a transmorgifier now.
Patang. Continuing along our path of introductions.
Hello, I am Blind Cleric, Human Fighter, and I have been waiting for this war for weeks. I cannot wait to tear the enemies of Pinedale asunder, to stack their corpses high and climb atop and howl to the sky.
To listen to the lamentations of their women.
No, I don't really care about their lamentations. I don't really get any joy out of it.
This is what's good in this world.
Okay,
To see your enemies at your feet. To hear the lamentations of their women.
listen, we're going to get terms of service.
Yeah, a little bit.
And moving along.
And I am Eno, the Tiefling Bard, and I may or may not die.
You never know.
That could be true for all of us.
I know, it's inevitable.
Eventually, right? Unless you partake in certain kinds of quests that were available in 2nd edition.
The leading cause of death is life.
It is. It is. So before we get into today's game, as you can see, there are some instructions at the bottom of your screen. We implemented this last week. We shall continue the implementation process, which is if you destroy the stream boss, who right now is Artificer... it disappears when it's not active. But if you destroy the stream boss, you will refill all of the player's ultras. I'm going to put the caveat that you cannot exceed 3. That is what it means to refill. Okay, you can't start doubling. Now they have 6. Now they've got 9. It doesn't work that way.
Exponential curve? Aw.
So, but if you end up destroying the stream boss, you become the stream boss, and you refill all of the player's ultras, and I have to use one of my Dark Inspiration dice. That you can see I've got 3 of them left there beneath my screen there. The way I get those Dark Inspiration dice is if the players use their ultras. So I only have 3 left, and I'll have to use one of them if you end up becoming the stream boss. Here's how you become the stream boss. You use your bits. If you follow us, if you're not following us already, if you're not a subscriber, if you subscribe, you automatically destroy the stream boss, and you become the stream boss. So that is just something to keep in mind. Maybe our heroes need a little extra help today. At some point, they could use a few extra ultras. Maybe. I don't know. The dark inspiration can go either way. It could be good or bad. It can go either way. So
It's the source that is dark. It is not necessarily what happens isn't necessarily dark.
mm-hmm. It could be.
Brian is a source of darkness.
I am a source of darkness. Imagine a dark DM.
He's wearing a very dark shirt.
I am. My Acquisitions Incorporated.
I see it.
I am representing here. Well, listen, Unplugged is less than 4 months away. I gotta represent.
Oh boy.
West is 2. West is just a mere 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Don't remind me that.
I'm sorry.
There's things.
Forgot.
Anyway, no.
I have
We're
so much work to do.
It's okay. This is your escapist part of your day. We are gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons. So when we last saw our protagonists, because we've learned that heroes isn't necessarily the right word here. When we last saw our protagonists, they were preparing for battle. They had led a raid on the Knoll encampment that Drenmai Gemweaver and Thundic Gentletrunk had discovered whilst trying to retrieve Drenmai's lantern to help keep her wild magic from just running amok. They led a raid there to retrieve that, and in the process, maybe drew some unwanted attention from some of the higher ups there, from maybe not necessarily senior management, but definitely mid-level management. And
The person whose ass is on the line,
and they've got
solve this
opinions.
situation. Yeah.
Like sometimes senior leadership can let some things slide because but when you're in middle management, no, you can't let anything slide because this is your career here. That next rung up, you gotta step on a few people to get there. So it obviously accelerated the timetable of the attack that they had been preparing for, that Pinedale had been preparing for in game time over the last several hours, in real life time over the last couple of weeks. And we have reached just prior to sunrise in Pinedale. The pieces are in place. The Shadow Monks have arrived. A contingent of Shadow Monks have arrived through the gate, as well as Laura Lissa and Quohan Fiedlerson. They have arrived to offer whatever help they may be able to offer. Beavers and Otters had showed up and helped fortify the riverbanks, and have offered their services in guarding upstream and downstream to make sure nobody tries to approach that way. It does appear that maybe the river is flowing faster, more swollen than usual for the way it usually is in the middle of the summer. Trying to think, have we had any other major reinforcements arrive? I don't think so.
Knuckluck?
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
14
Knuckluck.
foot tall Yeti.
I forgot about Knuckluck. The
With a
abominable
Cockney
Yeti
accent?
with the Cockney accent who showed up, who came.
Ugh.
Hey, listen, man. I'm
not mad. I'm just like
disgusted.
I'm amused that we've confirmed, or rather set the precedent for it, that Yeti's your Cockney.
that's a dangerous precedent.
Listen,
I think we need to be very
at
careful.
strength 24, you put up
I mean,
with the
do
Cockney
you want to
accent.
argue with the guy?
No.
No, I mean not particularly.
Not really. So yeah, that's right. He had squeezed his way through and actually did a service. He was able to excavate the back entrance to headquarters, which was previously.
He
not
immediately
accessible.
went like poof.
Well, yeah, the humidity. The Yetis aren't used to that kind of heat and humidity, so he's kind of poofing out. He's having a Monica moment. For those of you who ever watched Friends. No? Okay.
I don't recommend that we try to shave him. I really think that's a bad idea.
No. I think Clues could actually attest to probably what happens when she's in very humid weather. Do you
My
get
beard
As Dren or me?
no Clues, the actual person probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
I
the
think
beards go
you-
the same way. Do you
No,
guys
it really does. It kind of goes. It's really
yeah,
accurate.
they expand.
Thanks.
There's expansion. Hair sucks. And humidity.
Not a problem. Back here, maybe
Whatever.
a problem. I don't know. Anyway,
Shut up! It's
shut
not
up, man.
fair.
So, the monks have taken to the trees, and they're taken their
As
positions.
is their natural habitat, the trees.
The trees.
They make
Thonic
monk
has
cones.
Thonic had done an 8-hour ritual of trying to awaken the forest a little bit more to get them to try to add to the defenses. Eno had helped procure poison, so now the needles for the seamstresses are poisoned. Dren has poisoned her grenades that she manufactured. Wait, there's
Hey, y'all were doing it, so it's just like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. Sure,
You
why
could have
not?
asked what we were doing.
I could have just jumped in, but I was more reasonable.
I'm sad that you didn't.
So if we can lay our scene, you can hear the war drums. You can hear the war drums coming from the forest. The sun is you're getting that pre-dawn part of the day, so almost no wind. You can see that there is a storm brewing though over the forest, moving in. It is very quiet. You're not hearing much from the normal woodland creatures. Usually that time of day, or right around sunrise, the birds always seem to go absolutely berserk. If you've ever been awake first, you can always tell when the sun's about to rise because the birds just all of a sudden start to wake up and start singing their songs. But it's eerily quiet. The defenders of Pinedale are also eerily quiet. To paraphrase Gandalf, it is the deep breath before the drop. Team X has taken position at the top of the arc of the bridge leading from Pinedale into the Chondawood. Is there any other things that you would like to do in preparation for the oncoming invasion?
Yeah, so Eno has just echoed the war drums back to the enemy with
Thaumaturgy.
thaumaturgy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You had done some things.
Yeah, so he's done that, and now he's going to amplify his voice as well. And he takes out his lute, and he starts singing. War drums paint the horizon across fields of green. Before sun's rising sheds red on the scene. As you march forth seeking the kiss of death, will you find what you're after before you take your last breath? Will the hands of fate drag you down through the earth, only feeding flowers later slicing through the turf? What is it worth, this life we try to live? Do we give everything to receive all there is? Or do we fold up the answers into neat packages and file them away into hearts of retrospection as our time slips away into the wind? This is for the Chondawood and every creature in it. This is for Pinedale and all the songs yet unsung. This is for us all, no matter if we've won, that our spirits will live on into the sun. And our spirits will live on into the sun.
I think I need a minute. Wow.
Do we roll for a performance check?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
That feels like an enforced 20, not a
That's yeah.
Brian,
It's a
your
square
next
vote.
your next 10 rolls, 0. 0. Not 1 to 20.
No,
Zero.
I just screw it. It doesn't work. My
0.
dice don't
This
work right
many.
now.
This is how many you get.
So what was the hope of is this part of a bardic inspiration moment or
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I'm really singing it to the army that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
like I was projecting it really towards them. And so like the war drums start echoing really fast after he stops singing, and for like a couple more seconds, and then they just stop.
I like it.
I also like it.
Wow. Okay. Guys, I think we should just end the stream here. I mean,
Thank you. Good night.
We win.
Thank
Fuck you.
you.
Out in the forest, some gnolls start holding
Now,
up the lantern.
holding up some torches.
In this scenario, I sort of wish there was an enemy bard. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna sing off. All right,
We're having a sing off.
That'd be great.
That
that would be great.
I would need,
I, as a DM, lack that talent.
as do I, and so we're not going to do that. But I think the silencing of the drums is a suitable effect from this song. And there is that moment of quiet where the drums have settled down. You can hear very distant thunder rumbling. The birds do kind of chirp up for the briefest of moments, and then in the distance you can hear the snarling and the growling and the ununderstandable language of gnolls in the distance as they continue their march forward toward Pinedale. Because as awesome as the song is, I can't just have them turn the army around. So
Then they all die.
and they
And
all
then they all died.
they discovered
Oh,
that the
Earth
true
swallowed
friends were
them.
the ones they made along the way.
The forest said, "You know what? That was good. We're gonna eat these guys for you." Speaking of forest eating people,
Mm-hmm.
does the forest start to eat people because of Thunuk's amazing ritual
Well,
that took 8 hours?
that would be something that you would need to see like in person, because it would be like they're area effects.
It's like that scene at the end of the Helm's Deep fight where
Yeah.
the trees start going. They're just still. And then next, they're like, "Fuck you, get out!"
There's probably still a potato scat around you could probably send.
No,
Out
no.
there.
No, he evacuated
The
them all.
potatoes,
I'm sure there's still one.
if they are in a 1 mile radius of Pinedale, you're out.
You're out of the scouts.
You're out of the scouts. You had better be through that portal.
So yeah. So is there anything else that you feel like you need to do prior to?
Hugon was gonna make a motivational speech and has chosen not to because of song.
Good call.
Because
Like right as he's about to like.
you can only underperform from there. You can only
Yeah,
be like,
you don't put
"Oh."
on the opening act after the headliner.
Yeah, exactly. The headliner has made his moment.
You don't put on the local indie band, as good as they are. You don't put them on.
No,
Eno looks over to Hugo and says, "Oh, did you want to say something?"
I mean,
Nope, I had nothing to
I
say.
get.
it's all right.
Oh,
Next time.
okay.
Next time. We'll talk first. And just, I'll open for you.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Great performance.
No,
Oh, thanks.
Sometimes the coolest concerts are right when just the main act just comes out and starts playing before there's no opening act. Just listen. 3 hours of.
You stay back there. We're going out.
Any other preparation before? This is like that save point where it's like if you don't do anything at the save point, like
I've saved up all my elixirs, all my Phoenix Downs.
like it's the rule of RPG, right? When you get to a save point, you use it, and there's always that one save point before it. It gives you the little warning saying
Warning,
no-
you will not.
there's no more save points beyond this. This is your last one.
My favorite is when a game doesn't do that. You just have to figure it out.
Oh shit.
Like, wait a minute.
So that eerie quiet falls over again, and you can start seeing through the morning mists. The rain starts to fall very, very lightly. A very light, misty Pacific Northwest rain. Not a Florida rain.
Oh, really?
Well, you have Florida rain, which is rain.
Well,
And
that's. I thought we were at like Florida latitude. If we're not, that's cool.
Well,
I
but
just,
no,
in my
I'm not
head,
saying it's
that's
not
what
going to
it's
get
been.
there. But right now, we're just seeing like that misting.
Oh, okay.
You know, that general that you walk out and you're immediately moistened, right? But not soaked. Um, so, as you know, the storm is continuing. The sky is getting darker as the storm is moving further overhead, and now you can start to see fists of creatures moving towards Pinedale. It seems like mixed groups of gnolls and lycanthropes as they are approaching. They're not like in a full-on charge, but you can see them, their shadows in the distance.
Yes.
Can you amplify other people's voices?
I can try. It says your voice booms up, so I can cast a spell, but then it probably doesn't work.
Well, stick next to me. I may need your voice.
Okay.
You'll have my voice.
Listen, I'm okay with that.
And as they're approaching, you can see that it's not like the trees are actually moving, but you can see large dead branches falling off in their path, occasionally hitting a group of them. You're seeing, I don't know if you'd be close enough to see, but you can sort of surmise that some of them might be a little itchier than usual. Stopping every now and again and, trying to, get to the scratches.
One of them explodes into bees.
One of them turns out it was just a huge pile of ants.
An enormous pile of
An
ants.
enormous pile of ants that just looked like a knoll. So you can see it does appear, Thonik, that your spell is fighting back. That the forest does appear to be fighting back in some way, shape, or form. But they continue to advance. And
Uncomfortably.
They're offering uncomfortable advances
Yeah.
towards the Pinedale. But you can see it almost looks like through the trees. Granted, your view is limited, but it seems like the entire horizon is just a solid line of these creatures. More that were in that main camp that you saw. So you can only assume that there was more of them. More camps out there that were all possibly rallied to move forward. And you could hear their snarls more clearly now. You could hear them, banging on their shields and their armor as they approach closer and closer. And finally, the first fist of them breaks rank and starts charging towards Pinedale, charging towards the bridge. And as they get near, there's this volley of throwing stars that emerge from the trees, from the monks, that just start raining down throwing stars on this first group. And you can see it's stopping them. It's not killing them. Because unlike what the Kung Fu movies have told us, a single throwing star is usually not enough to kill someone.
That's why they coat them in poison generally. Did they coat them in poison that we had readily available?
You do not know.
Damn it.
So, I'm sorry.
Real before you start, is there a way that Hugon could maybe estimate their numbers?
Perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's too many dice.
You just need the one.
Dice. Yeah, all my dice are in my tray. Sorry. Well, that's a 13, I think.
The numbers are beyond count. There's a lot. You can't, because of the trees, because of the misting of the rain, and
right.
It's tough to really see. You can't see how far back the lines actually go. You're not entirely certain how many. A lot.
A number.
Yeah, it is a number.
A host, if you will.
A host of these creatures. And for the first time, you start to have a little bit of a doubt as to whether your defenses are enough in this moment.
If we kill at least 25 apiece, well, we should be okay. That's a little high.
It is. It's
Yeah.
Just a little.
It is a number. So, so the first fist makes its way through, a little more bloodied, a little more worse for wear. All right, so I'm just trying to figure out exactly who's running towards you right now, and I need dice for this thing because that is the game that we are playing.
Ooh.
We are playing a game that involves
A wave defense determined by dice, you say? Oh.
and a thunderstorm is starting here, so we're gonna have a nice ambiance.
Perfect ambiance.
Sweet.
Ambiance.
No?
Good timing.
All right, so we've got that. We've
Please send all the leaders first so that we can kill them in
got... Not happening.
Oh,
Damn it.
harsh.
Hang on a minute. And then all this dice rolling. All of this dice rolling. Okay. Now, give me one more second here to really figure out. There's lots of dice that are going to be involved in this. We got to make sure this is done properly here. And we said one of those. Right? Yeah. No, one of those. Aha. Ooh. That's not good. Okay. All right. So, seeing running towards you, you see four gnolls that look a little more rabid than gnolls that you're used to seeing. They seem to be a little bit more involved, like a little bit more taken up in like some kind of like berserker rage.
Sort of like they're a little bit on the more method side. Of
Yeah.
the, of the Knoll
They've really gotten into
Berserker
character.
continuum. They're really, really, trying to get that Oscar.
Yeah, they've really, really gotten into character on this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
They slathering, snarling.
Cool.
Hang on, I'm getting to my other page, so I don't get all. This is all this paper that we have to use. Why can't they just make this a video game? So
No.
not carrying any weapons though. They're going full on just claws and teeth. They're not. They're just.
Really?
They're like full on berserker mode here. Excuse me. So you see four of them. You see two other what might have been gnolls at one point, but it appears to just be held together. It's just bones that are held together by sinew and little scraps of flesh. You do see one of the gnolls, a fifth gnoll, a little stockier, a little shorter, but has a lot more like ornamentation on his armor and carrying a glaive with him. And then you see one humanoid that as they're running into the field, into this clearing before the bridge, you see him transform into like this kind of weird, somewhere between human and rat. Like his features, like the nose gets too long, the teeth are too pointy,
I don't like
ears grow out, and it just kind of the limbs get a little too long, fingers too long, claws on the end. So now would be an excellent time to roll for initiative.
it. Cool.
Oi.
Oh, okay.
And I gotta make some notes here. This is the note-taking portion of the game. This is the part where you said, I'm never gonna need to know how to do math.
Well, that's why there are four other of us.
How will I use this in my daily life?
How will I use this? By playing Dungeons and Dragons, you fool. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. It's because you're
Oh,
not.
then
You
you
should.
are
It's 'cause
then
you're
you
not
are weak
cool.
and you will die in the winter.
It's because you are not cool.
That was actually my favorite part of this past week, is I ran into a couple kids that played D&D.
Oh, very
Good
cool.
for them.
Nice.
And they were stoked that I played D&D.
An uncool adult playing D&D? What?
Adults.
All right, so we have that. That is a. Okay, just getting my numbers together here. We're gonna get through all this. Is all tough. I don't know how Matt Mercer makes this look so easy, and he's got 9 people at the table, including
I mean, he's-
monsters.
Been doing it for like
Yeah. I know
Got the
he's
9
awesome.
people at the table, basically taking our attention away from him, going,
Yeah, exactly.
They do have. There's a degree of antics.
And it works
Better.
wonderfully.
It does. No, I mean that's its purpose.
Um,
It's to distract from the works of the stage crew, so to speak. The
Ooh.
dice being the metaphor for the stage crew.
the dice being the stage crew here. Okay. All right, let's go through this. 20 to 25. Anyone?
your hopes are a little high.
Okay.
I think. Listen,
15 to 20. Okay. Who has what?
16.
16?
18.
18. So we've got Dren. We've got Hugon.
I get super excited because I'm like, oh, people to throw shit at, right?
I just imagine Hugon looking over and being like, Dren, unleash hell. 10 to 15. Oh
11.
my god, guys.
I have an 11.
Oh, you have an 11?
Yes.
Okay. So
This cleric goes to 11.
Yeah. What is it, Roz? What'd you get?
8.
oh,
That's
You
a
used all your
quality.
good rolls last week.
I was
Yeah.
checking to make sure Buck recorded the song. I was like,
You start singing like
Get that,
hectically into the
Oh
whatever.
man,
that
wait, is it the
memory
right
jar
format?
is.
Do I have it in the
Yeah.
right format? Oh crap. You know, I don't actually
Shit, my levels are bad.
Yeah, did I? Oh god. I really
The
hope it just
acoustics
came
of this
through.
bridge are awful.
This is all overmodulated in this part.
and then I heard like Knowles and shit. I'm like, Buck, go back, go,
We gotta go. We gotta
Wheel
go.
away, Buck.
go,
Okay.
Buck.
So, and what is our position on the bridge right here? What is our marching, like what is our setup here?
I would like to.
We'll establish that first before we actually get into the things here.
I would like to start just over the rise of the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
so that as we are retreating, if necessary, we reach the apex of the curve of the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still fighting uphill.
Okay.
Also, I'm hoping that the seamstresses have been ranged in.
Oh yeah, we gotta roll for them.
That would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't build those goddamn things just to have them not act.
Yeah. And then we're gonna do this. Okay. Okay. So, right. Okay. So tell me what everyone's position is. Like who? Like what's the actual marching order here? What is the formation?
I think Hugon is in the center of the line, whatever line that has been formed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then where is everyone else?
I think I'm probably next to Hugon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just in case, because he might need your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Dren
All right.
might be riding Thunuk, so she has like a commanding view. Of
Oh
shit.
God.
That's kind of what I was thinking because I was like, well, I don't think I'd be next to Hugon because I'm short, so I need to get closer
Oh, wait.
or taller. And Thanuk's the obvious answer for that. Because I'm strong, I can throw things far. I'm
Oh,
just
my God.
short.
This is going to be terrifying for them.
Well,
I
you
think.
have clear line of fire too. You don't have to be like, am I going
Well,
to miss this person?
Exactly.
In their defense, they're the first expendable wave, so it was always going to be bad for them, right?
Can anyone hear that?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I heard it.
little bit of the thunder going on right now. Okay, so okay, I have a good idea now of the order here. Okay, so the first of this group to get to you are these berserking gnolls. Their eyes, you can almost see as they approach, you can almost see their eyes are almost blood red and just slathering, just like this gory saliva just pouring out of their mouths, gibbering and laughing to themselves at the thought of entering this battle.
Very unprofessional.
Well,
Listen. They're trying to get that Oscar.
you got to go all the way. You know, you really got to go all the way. So
This is the Daniel Day-Lewis of Knowles.
So they're basically 4 across, so they're basically going right down the line here. So the first one is going to attack Thunuk.
Question:
Yes.
Where's Thunuk standing?
Where is Thunix standing? Next to everyone, right?
Next to me or next to, like, on the edge? Like,
Ah,
are you within Hugon's reach is the important question.
I think he would be.
Okay.
because we know what this means.
This means attack of opportunity.
Yes. But you can only use it once, right?
I can only use it once because there's no such thing as combat reflexes in 5th edition.
Yes.
He would be wherever Hugon told him to be.
And this is probably wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in this case, he will get one reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But it is as soon as the entity enters into
Yes.
my reach that I get to trigger.
So go
So
ahead.
he doesn't actually get to Thunuk
That's
yet.
okay. Trigger. Go ahead and trigger.
That is a 25.
That hits.
Because
As
we
you
still
can hear,
have
it
the
hit
silver
the-
weapons, right, guys?
It's what?
We still
Yeah,
have the
we
silver
s-
weapons?
Yeah, we still have the
Yeah.
silver
So
weapon.
yeah, it's a 25.
Okay. A 25. A 25 hits. Roll for some damage here.
Amazing.
Roll for some damage.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk it?
That's 17 damage.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna use a calculator here.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of damage. And my eraser doesn't work. Okay. So, you get your damage off here. So as he comes in, you're able to quick, get a little jab. Get a little something in there.
Just-
But now, this first one is going to come after you, Thunuk, and try to make an attack here. It actually gets 3 attacks here. So, does a 13 hit? No, 14.
No.
No, okay. And now it's going to do some claws. No, that does not hit. No, that does not hit. All right, so that's the first one. So it tries to go in, and I guess so. Yeah, it's probably like Hugon was able to get his halberd in there,
I hit it right in the
Yeah,
the center of mass.
right in the
with
solar
the axe
plexus,
blade.
right?
Yeah, just
So, but now the next one is going to come after you, Hugon.
be my guest.
And you get the classic red die for this one. So
Cheers.
this is its bite attack. Does an 18 hit?
Let me confirm because I'm wearing scale mail now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, D&D Beyond is being extremely slow.
I feel like there should be like this dun 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 dun
Wah, 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 wah.
Just do it in post edit for the podcast.
We'll fix it in post.
Hugon's armor class. What is scale mail?
What is scale mail?
Well, hang on.
What is?
1 second.
Okay.
One.
Oh, I'm wearing splint. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, 18 is exactly what you need.
Okay. So that first attack hits. Now we're gonna go up to see the other two here. Yeah, that definitely hits. That's a definite hit. And that third one. So he gets a claw and a bite. He does a bite and he does a claw. So he's gonna do on that first attack. He shall do 3 points of damage with his bite. And you now must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, damn it. I thought I took heavy armor mastery. I did not. I haven't taken it yet.
Yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
Next level, it happens. So I take 3 points of damage and I need to make a constitution save,
A
you
Constitution saving throw, yes.
say? All right. How does a 24?
24 is
Down.
just fine. But now we need to do the other damage here.
Sure.
I gotta find. There we go. Using all sorts of die today. This is going to be 8 points of damage. So he's able to reach in and he's able to grab on, like as you're attacking his compatriot, he maybe like gets a mouth clamped down on your arm there, and then is able to claw in there, and you're able to fend off the other one. There's 2 more that need to make their attacks now. Now one's going to try to go after you, Eno. And does a... Hang on, we have a math 17 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first one. That hits, 20 hits, I'm assuming then. And the third one misses. All right. So this fourth one is able to get in and get it. He does a bite.
He do a bite.
He does a bite for 7 points of damage. And then you need to make your Constitution saving throw.
13.
13, you're fine. And then he
Okay.
does in another. So he's able to bite in there, and he's able to find a little bit of purchase on something, and the claw lashes out and does another 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And now the final one is going to attack, and Hugon, he's going to come after you, guy in the middle here.
Listen, what's the point of a tank if you can't tank?
And no, that's a miss. That is a really big miss. They all miss. So he's having trouble getting through. You're able to basically maneuver the one that was attacking you, like kind of in front, and fend off the other one here. So those are the Knoll Fangs that are able to attack. Hey, it's Dren's turn.
Yay!
Now, Dren, let me give you a lay of the land here.
Okay.
You've got the 4 Knoll Fangs in front of you, as well as all these other creatures that we described before. The one that looks like a skeletal gnoll. We've described how there is a were-rat who's among the fray, and there's what's called a larger gnoll, kind of like an alpha gnoll, like stockier, with carrying a glaive. And you have all that in front of you, and then you could also see in the woods, you could see the other groups are starting to approach and get closer to the clearing and to the bridge as they continue their advance.
I think I want to do that thing. Like I'm up on Sinuk's shoulder, so I've got a pretty good sight line, and I want to do that, like pan over to Hugon and like make the eye contact.
Cinematic panic, camera pan.
Yeah. Do the eye contact like now I do the thing.
And he's like fighting like 2.5 gnolls,
Yeah.
like just like fuck, like
But you feel
what
like
are you
when-
doing?
when
Act!
somebody's staring at you, you just have that sense.
And like he's like can't really look, but like just motions you to go.
And then I mean, yay! Grabs into
If
the
you want me to
bag.
do things, don't say anything.
Exactly.
Just blink.
Get bit
Just
by
blink
that
a couple
gnoll.
of different times.
Get bit by that gnoll over there.
So I'm gonna grab into the bag and pull out whatever, not even gonna look, and just huck it.
It's a rotted
Kinda-
apple.
It could have been, possibly. No, because it was my bag. It wasn't Sinuk's.
It's true. It wasn't Thunuk's bag.
So is
I'm
this
used
one of
to
the?
you like occupying Thunuk's bag slot.
Exactly.
Is this one of the? Is this one of the grenades?
Yeah.
All right.
let's
So
see.
how many did we make total? How many were made total?
We made 5 of the. Oh wait, yeah, 5 of the shatters and 4 of the fear, right?
4 of the fear. Okay. So give me a D10, and we'll determine which one you blindly picked up.
Okay. 7.
That would be one of your fear grenades.
Just what I wanted.
Right. And did you now? One of them got a crit on him, and one got a crit fail.
I got a crit on one of the shatter ones.
But then you also got a crit fail on one of them, if I remember, or like a really bad number.
Really bad on both one. I had a crit on a shatter. I had a good one on a shatter, like a really good one,
Mhm.
and then I had a bad on both a shatter and a fear.
Okay, give me a D4 roll.
Okay. 4,
Mhm.
a 3.
You just threw the bad one.
Okay, that's fine.
Get it out of the way right now.
Yeah, because I wanted to kind of put it. I'm sure I looked at it and I saw what it was,
Mhm.
but I didn't really care like what I was grabbing at the time. So
Mhm.
if I noticed real quick that it was a fear, I wanted to kind of toss it closer to us,
Mhm.
so that way they'd be scared of whatever and run back screaming at all of their people.
But okay, here's the question: if you guys are in that area, wouldn't you also be affected by the fear grenade?
Depends on the radius of fear and if
Got
it's
a
a cone
30-foot
or
cone.
A 30-foot cone. So we'll just basically say in this case it's gonna be more like a 30-foot cloud.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah,
so.
it's not so. It's not concentrated quite anymore.
So this one actually goes off early. So the
In
first
your
thing is
hand.
everyone needs to make a dex save.
Oh no.
Dex save. Okay.
Well, this one would be a wisdom save against fear.
Well, no. The first is to avoid the shrapnel.
Oh, okay. What's my dex? An 11.
Okay. What are the no? Everyone else has to make this dex save as well.
I have a 10.
10,
Also,
10,
14.
14. Eno, you're fine.
Oh, fuck.
Everyone else takes 3 points of piercing damage
Okay.
from the
What
grenade.
the hell, Dren?
Sorry.
But so
Not
do.
yet.
My
You're not?
arm's rusty.
But hang on. So does everyone else though. So
1, 2, 3.
give me a second here. I can't do math because I was a communication major in college, and it's coming back to bite me now. And that goes down to, and this goes down to math. Ugh, okay. So now we need to do the fear rolls. So what is it? They have to make a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what is the number that they need to hit?
They need to hit.
meter beat
15.
or is it a beat?
It's meter beat.
Okay.
What's the number? Dren?
15.
15. Okay. I was all right. So we need to see, and it's a wisdom, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So no. No. Okay. 1. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, 2 of the Knoll Fangs. So what is the effect here that goes into play?
They get basically a phantasmal image of whatever their worst fear is,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they're holding anything, they have to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
They have to basically make a dash action and move away from me in the safest available route.
Okay.
And let's see. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have a line of sight to me, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. On a successful save, the spell ends.
Mm-hmm.
But it lasts for a minute, so it's a while.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. What would a Knoll fear more than
A bath.
Probably Inagu.
I don't know
Yeah.
because they're so fanatical about Yunogu that it might be like.
I mean, like, listen, he's a demon lord. You don't love the guy. You are afraid of him, and that is why you do what he
Works
says.
with him out of fear.
Hmm. So I think okay. So what we'll have is right behind Dren
Angry Inagu.
is is this giant slathering 20-foot tall Yunagu. Like just completely wrong proportions on everything. Just nothing is like the neck is just thick and the head is maybe too small and the shoulders too wide and the arms too spindly and just it's just an awful sight.
There's a lot of fucked upness
So
about it.
2 of the Knoll Fangs immediately retreat and start like whimpering away, like sprinting off the bridge, as does the Alpha and the Were Rat. Now the Were Rat is probably seeing something else. Maybe he is seeing Yunagu. We don't know. He could see the same thing.
Maybe it's like a plate of flan. Who knows?
And
You
they
know?
and they just go taking off. But 2 of the Fangs stick around, as does the skeletal, the undead looking one. Hugon, it is now your turn.
Hugon firstly made a 17 on his will save, so I assume that he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to. He'll go ahead and start hacking apart the one who attacked Thunuk.
Okay. Well, that one ran away.
Very well. then he will attack whatever ones are not running away.
Yes, that's fine. You have two to choose
Okay,
from.
well, I shall attack them.
I shall do a stab.
Okay, yeah. That is a natural 19 on the first,
That would be a hit.
a natural 18 on the second,
A hit.
and for the bonus action attack, that is a 13 plus 8, 21.
That is a hit.
Delightful.
Wonderful.
I will expend a menacing strike on this, just to try and spread the fear around.
Yes.
So let's see, 2d10 plus a d8 plus a d4.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 10, 11, 12 plus.
Let's get some numbers here.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, the wood end doesn't get the +2 bonus, so it'd be 24 points of damage,
Ooh.
and he needs to make a will save.
Okay. So, oh my God. All right. And what's the number he needs to hit?
I think it's a 14 or a 15.
He makes it.
Fair enough.
Okay. So you get in there, you do all some slashes and some Ginsu
It's
knife
still
stuff.
alive, I assume.
Oh, it's still alive. I mean, you did some damage. You definitely did some damage. Your blade has bitten deep.
Mhm.
And okay, so he ran away. Bing. All right, so Thonica, it is your turn.
Okay. I also had to pass the fear test, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I did the math wrong, and I thought, oh, I have a 13, but that was a 9, not a 6, so I have a 16.
Ah, better. You have passed the fear test. Fear is the mind killer.
Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Screw it. This is going to be on for the remainder of the Yes, Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Yes. A quality guardian.
And I'm debating, should I do it at 4th level to add that extra D8
Oh
there?
shit.
I think perhaps yes.
Well, I only have one 4th level slot, and there's so many things I can do with it.
Fair.
Like Mass Healing Word, but that's 2d4 plus 4.
I mean, that could save somebody from death.
And Prayer of Healing is 4d8 plus 4 for one person.
Yeah, maybe hold that.
At first,
Hold
I
on
thought
to
you
that
said
fourth slot.
emasculating word. I was like, really? That's a spell?
No, that's Eno.
Yeah. So Spirit Guardians,
Eno hurts the spirits of the foe. I just hurt the body.
It's a full service outfit.
Spirit Guardians at level 3, so 3d8 plus, which is 3d8. So anyone who is entrotting,
Anyone or any enemy?
well, anyone I choose,
Mhm.
I get to choose any number of creatures that I can see to be unaffected by the spell.
Okay.
So effectively, anyone that I don't want dead that I see right now is not going to be affected by the spell.
Mhm.
Um,
And then every
And-
time they enter,
enter or start their turn in there.
yes.
I don't believe my casting it counts as them entering it if they're already standing
No.
in it. So that's cast,
Okay.
and
And we've
then
described before that this is a whole bunch of like little Phantom
Phantom
Zone
Zone
discs.
windows, basically showing different as they spin. You get to basically like see the world in the different seasons that it is. So he's not feeling exceptionally violent aside from he's not angry because this is like an emotional so there's an emotional tinge to this spell sometimes. So there's nothing like super violent going on in these pictures. He's just like the world
Mhm.
as we see it right now, but winter and fall and spring and summer and stuff like that. And then he's going to use his bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon at level. Sorry, I should have decided this earlier.
I should have done my homework.
Spiritual weapon at level 1.
Okay.
Sorry, level 2.
Give himself a little extra oomph.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in phantom weapon of sorts appears out of the various detritus that is around us, swirls around and in a phantom wind and takes form into a boulder on the end of a stick. It sort of floats around and goes after whoever I decide it goes after.
Okay. Would it have to wait till the next turn to do that, or can it do it on a turn that it's been summoned?
You create a floating special weapon with a range that lasts duration when you cast a spell. When I cast a spell, I can make a melee spell attack
There you go.
on a creature within 5 feet. Okay.
Or is that if you haven't already expended your action now?
No, it's just it is a bonus action spell, so everything about it takes place bonus action. And so I lost track. Is that one that attacked Thunix still alive?
So you've no, he took off running.
Okay.
You've got 2 of the Knoll Fangs there, and you've got what is known in the meta sense as a Knoll Witherling.
The undead thing, right?
Yes.
Can I use? Hold on. Channel Divinity is as an action. Okay, so I can't.
How many actions can I spin?
I'm gonna do all of my actions right now.
Like, am I gonna? Can I?
I'm just gonna buff everything up this turn.
Wait a minute.
Ultra Cleric mode achieved.
I'm gonna go to Ultra Instinct.
I'm gonna have to look this up later, but he's going to hit the nearest fang with the.
Okie dokie. So what? So do your melee attack here.
All right.
Oh,
Ooh.
we have a Blomp. Hang on, we have something
Have a
for that.
Blomp.
We have a Blomp. So, cool. What are you gonna do with your Blomp?
Well, I was hitting the guy with a spectral weapon.
So go ahead and hit your guy with a spectral weapon. What is the damage? That obviously hits.
Okay. It's 1d8
Okay.
plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing 4th edition quite much lately, so I can't remember if I roll or not, or if this is just max damage.
No, so you roll your 1d8.
Okay.
And then my personal rule on this is that if you crit and you roll 1 damage, you can re-roll that because it doesn't make sense that you crit and then, I did 2 damage.
6 damage total.
So is that...
Roll the 2.
You rolled a 2, 4... Okay, so 6 damage. Okay.
So you double damage still, right?
He did. He rolled a 2.
So that's 12.
Yeah.
Oh. 12 damage. Well, that was a horse of a different color. So the alpha had run away, so Eno is your turn.
I got a 9 on my wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
So, but I didn't have anything in my hands. My loot's strapped around my.
Yeah.
So I kind of pictured him like getting hit with a fear spell, and then looking up and going, and then running like backwards across the bridge, like running. So I'm like 60 feet.
You shaggied it out of there.
Yeah, I was like,
Bongos and everything happened.
yeah, yeah.
Convenient.
I'm a feared.
You're a feared. You're a scared.
I turned my eye away.
So that does that last for a minute? Is that 6 rounds of combat?
10.
Or 10 rounds?
But if you get out of line of sight, you can then do a wisdom save.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could say that.
I ran like 60 feet or whatever.
Yeah, so you're probably like 8. Remember, because we have. So one of the defenses was this serpentine
Yeah.
ditch.
You can still do stuff. You're just a little further away.
So yeah, so you could cast a spell if something was within range. You can also, once you get out of line of sight, you can do your wisdom saving throw again. And we can assume that you like ran around the bend a little bit.
Yeah, because it has to be a safe path. So I
Yeah.
would have ran a safe path.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, I ran away.
Okay. Let's do that wisdom save to see what next turn's going to be.
Okay. Oh, that's even worse. That's 5.
So just you're like peeking around
Keep
the corner.
on running.
All right. So now the seamstresses, you can hear the clank and you can hear the. You have to imagine that cord on that thing has got to be so tight.
The snap of it, like
Yeah,
whack.
I have to imagine that would almost sound like when you hit. If you've ever seen like a guy wire, like a metal coiled guy wire, they get like a very metallic, almost blaster like sound,
Wow.
which is exactly where they actually got the sound for Star Wars.
Yeah, I remember they hit it with a
So,
socket wrench or a crescent wrench.
and I believe we said okay. So we need to do some. How do we set the rules on this? I have the plans around here somewhere.
You're the one who set the rules. Because I have no idea how much damage they do. I have no idea
Where
their
did I
range.
put that? Shoot, I knew I should have gotten
On Twitter somewhere.
It is on Twitter. Here, you know what? We're gonna do this.
That's probably going to be the easiest way to find it.
You're right. I'm just gonna find my media on Twitter. If I can get to my profile, because they changed everything, media. But I put a lot of media out there, but it wasn't. It's gonna be easy to find, I think.
It wasn't too long ago.
Well, it's here. No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. The seamstress. Aha. All right. So roll athletics check to see if there's success. If they get the 1 attack or the 2 attacks. So on seamstress 1, they do not. They only get the 1 attack. On seamstress 2, they do get the 2 attacks. So it's a ranged attack here. So we're gonna see. So here, thong, 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 as they launch their bolts. They're the needles, right? And the first one does not hit. It misses. The second one misses. The third one hits. And so that does a shit ton of damage. And then you guys added poison damage to these things. Holy shit. So it does 13 points of damage.
We made him spicy.
Whew. You did, and then yeah, we have to add. It's like a spicy sky raisin. So he's got to make his Constitution save. He does not make his Constitution save. All right. No, that's the wrong number. That goes the wrong way. Oh shit. Okay, so the you hear from behind you the telltale doom 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 as the seamstresses launch their very first needles in live combat, and 2 of them come sailing like almost too far and embed themselves into the bridge past your little group right here.
Mm-hmm.
But the third one, Hugon, pretty much comes over your shoulder and drives itself through the Knoll Fang that had been attacking you. And it has to take a few steps back from just it's like it's able to not be prone, but there's just it's opened up an enormous wound in its chest. You can immediately start to hear like this gurgling breath where it's having difficulty making any kind of, it's hurt. This one is hurt really, really bad. So now, but now your archers from one of your nearby towers are going to make their attack. And they do not. So they just sort of sail wide. You can see they're shooting off, trying to like more. And you can see there's other like things happening over the riverbanks as like more and more of these creatures are coming and approaching closer. Finally, now the Witherling is going to attack, and it gets one. It's going to do a bite on you, Thunuk. 12 does not hit, I'm assuming.
Nope.
Okay. And now it's going to come after you with a club. I'm going to say that probably a 22 hits.
Yes.
And does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to do... Using a lot of dice today. I usually don't. No, I don't need that. I need... All right. It's going to do 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it's able to come around with the first club strike. And then the second club strike does 5 points of bludgeoning damage. So he's able to whack away at you, this animated skeleton. So now we're at the top of the round, which means now we got to see if any reinforcements come in. Where did I put reinforcements? Oh, I put reinforcements here. Okay. So we're going to see... We're going to do this. All right, so 1D... What's my... I can't find... They should label these dice with numbers or something. Okay. And now, amongst the creatures that have entered onto the bridge now, who are attempting to get through you now, is what appears to be some kind of hybrid between a human and a boar. And now, so first thing is the fangs now are going to take their attacks at you, Hugon, because they're a little upset. They're a little perturbed.
No, of course.
They're a little. So the first fang is going to come after you with a bite, and that does not hit. That hits 19 plus 5. That hits. I'm assuming.
19 plus 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the first one, and then a 20. I'm assuming hits. Okay, so these are just claw attacks here. So it's going to try to get in there and do some claw damage on you, and it does 14 points of slashing damage.
All right.
As it's trying to do, it's a little upset. It's hurting. It's fighting hurt right now.
Yeah.
So you basically have like a cage, a cornered animal. And now the other one misses. That hits. And well, this isn't good for you.
It's not bad.
No, we have a bomb. I'll
Not
deal with
worried
it.
about it.
All right, so the first attack does 10 points of damage. The second attack, the crit, does 9 points of damage. So now you have them, and now your wereboar friend moves into range. So if
he moves into range, I'm going to hit him.
Oh, hang on. We have to do some spiritual guardian damage.
Yes.
This is true.
They have to make a save, correct?
Yes.
What is the save they need to make?
Why do I not have this memorized?
It's a will save.
Yes. Wait, that's not it. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. What's the number?
15.
15. Okay, so the first one, he makes it. The second one does not make it, and the wereboar makes it. So it's half damage if they make their save? Or is it no damage? Okay, half damage. So what is the damage that we are talking about here?
All right, I cast this at... What did I cast this at again?
Third level? No.
Third level.
Yeah, third level.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3d8.
So do your 3d8 here. Let's get a roll.
3d8. Ugh, that was 5.
5 points of damage?
Yeah.
Disappointment.
Yeah, a little bit.
He did not make
now
it.
they have entered the blender.
They have entered into will it blend? I can't do math. Oh, Jesus, Brian. Do math. Be better at this. Be a better DM. You got to be a better DM to your players, and not make them sit around waiting for you to do math. So that's okay. All right, cool. All right, so now it is the somehow the one that is so your little spirit guardians go like just go flitting through them, leaving like those almost too thin to see razor cuts as they're coming by here. But still somehow the one that has one of the needles embedded in its chest is still standing. The werebore is going to do his attack here. So the first thing it's going to try to do is try to maul you.
Me?
Yes, you, Thunic. And he misses.
Okay.
And now he's going to come after you with his tusks. He misses.
Okay.
So that's that. Hey, Dreadmai.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you to do the things.
I get to throw more shit?
No, don't. No, listen, that didn't work so well. Maybe do something effective.
It was effective, just,
Completely not.
Well, no, it removed about half of the creatures attacking you.
And a quarter of ours.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm okay, guys.
I'm just really scared. Come back. I can't.
No.
I really can't.
Not gonna do it. Not can't. No.
Then I think if I'm supposed to be just like a little bit more precise, do I see like anyone immediately in danger in our group?
In your group?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't care about everyone else. Hugon? Okay.
The platform you're standing on has been continually attacked.
That's true.
Hugon has had the absolute crap kicked out of him.
yeah.
How far away is Hugon from me?
Like 5 feet.
Yeah, within 5 feet.
Oh, so that might be a little bit much. Let's check.
I'm standing next to you on a very confined space.
That
Yeah.
might be a bit much. So
She
okay,
was gonna
shatter.
cast Shatter,
She was gonna
yeah.
cast shatter.
No,
I know it.
no, not shot. I was thinking lightning bolt, but that's
That was the
No,
second, and then the
no.
third. Well, I was gonna say I know it's necromancy, but or not
Blight.
not
blight. But
I'm
then for
saying
some reason it
blight.
was coming out as narcolepsy.
narcolepsy. I make everyone fall asleep.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm gonna get you.
So then, so I just have the 2 targets then.
So in front of you, you have 2 Knoll Fangs, you have the Knoll Withering, and now you have a Wereboar.
So
Not
we
a
have 3 in
Werepig,
front
but
of
a
us?
Wereboar. You've got 4 targets in front of you.
Man, bear, pig.
And then how many in front of Hugon?
Well, it's kind of like in general, it's the whole melee that's in front of you.
Okay, so 4 in
Yeah.
total.
And 60 feet away, you now have the other gnolls. You've got the alpha. You've got 2 more of the fangs that are kind of like staying away from the phantasmal visage. Now we've established in the chat now that it wouldn't be Yanagu. It would be Baphomet or a cat. So we're gonna say it's an enormous cat, like
Okay,
a
so
2-story
then-
a 2-story high cat.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Follow that up. Is it a large, cute cat just minding its own business, being cute, or is it a large, terrifying, pissed off?
It's a Satan cat.
I think it's gonna be like Grumpy Cat in pissed off mode. Like hackles are up. It's in battle. It's in full on street cat battle mode now. It's poofed up. You're...
Don't make that sound.
So we have what could be considered, if you have a range of up to 60 feet, a target-rich environment.
Oh yeah. If I have 4 to deal with,
Mhm.
I'm gonna at least try to do a touch on each one.
Mm-hmm.
So-
a bad touch.
A bad touch, because it's gonna be a scorching ray touch, and I'm gonna cast it at level 3. That way, I get 4 chunks of fire four bolts of fire that I can toss at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I do have to make the ranged spell attack though.
Yes.
Okay, and I have to do it for each one. So what do I get to add? Okay. 16.
Again, who are you aiming at?
I'll just do it like in order. So the 3 in front of us, and then the 1 in front of
Okay,
you.
so 16 hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
14.
A 14 does in fact hit.
Okay. That's a 1, so
That
that
does
won't
not
hit.
Oh. No.
That's like Philnick like has to take like a step back to move out of the way of something, so that one like goes wide. Like
Yeah. And a 17.
a 17 does in fact hit.
Okay.
So let's hear
So-
some damage, and then
Yeah,
you could
I did.
describe to me. You could describe to me what the scorching ray looks like as administered by a Drenmai Gemweaver.
With my stuff back. Okay, so the first one actually
And
gets 12
it would be an enlanterned
lanterned.
Drenmai Gem.
So a 12, an 8,
Is this all
and an
like
11. I get 2d6 for each bolt of fire.
okay? So the first one was what? I'm sorry.
A 12
Okay, that's fine. Next one.
and an 8
Okay.
and an 11.
11.
And the one that I missed, it was like fizzle.
So what does the scorching ray look like from an enlanterned Gemmai Gemweaver?
I picture I'm almost just kind of like sitting on his shoulder at this point,
Mhm.
and I looked over like grabbing into my bag, and I look at Hugo and he does that dad stare no, and I'm like, oh. So I grab the lantern and it's like fire, and I get a little too excited on that third one, so
Yeah.
it kind of missed. But the fourth one, I like really kind of put some emphasis to it to help out Hugon.
Little extra something on there.
Yeah,
A little extra, little English on it, little mustard.
a little spin on it.
Give
It's
him some
like a little
pepper.
twisty. They ends up like the fires. It looks like a corkscrew heading on over there.
So the first one catches the one that already has the needle in its chest, full on in the face neck region,
Yes.
and just there's no head anymore. There's a
I'm fine with
gaping
that.
there's a gaping cauterized hole where there once was a head and neck. And there's also the smell of burning fur. Not
It's pleasant.
Not And so that one crumples. The second one that you hit with, he takes one sort of like in the brunt of the chest, and he kind of like eats it, and then comes right. He hurt him a little bit. Left a little scorched. Again, burning hair, burning fur. Great, not a great thing. And then you're able to catch the Werboar, who almost shrugs it. You're not sure. I mean, it did damage, but he just doesn't seem to really care at the moment.
Okay.
So, but fortunately, we're about to talk to someone who does care, who cares deeply. And that would be Hugon Valander.
And Hugon,
Because Hugon cares.
in a very limited, sort of selfish way, yes.
He's all about organ harvesting. Have
More
you
of
signed
like-
your organ donor card?
It's not so much that he does the harvesting; he facilitates access to organs. He's the organ facilitator.
He's the one that helps with the easy to open pouch
Right, exactly.
that the organ is contained in.
So,
What you have in front of you?
what am I dealing with?
You have the one that had bitten you and had taken the brunt of the damage, that got hit with the first of the seamstress attacks,
And
is dead. You now have another Nullfang in front of you, as well as a Wereboar in front of you, as well as the undead Witherling, that the no Witherling, which are all within reach, all
Okay.
easy to reach. It's if you have a nice mise en place happening.
Yeah,
here.
I forgot to roll an attack of opportunity, but it's all right.
Well, no, you. Okay. Then you have. And then at the end of the bridge, you got the ones that ran away: the Were-Rat, two of the other Nullfangs, and the Pack Lord.
Okay. All right. Well, let's lay into the good old Warboar over there.
Okay. What you gonna do?
You gonna hit him?
You gonna do a hit?
Do a hit? I'd say 18,
That would be a hit.
and then it's a dirty 20,
That would indeed be a hit.
and then a 17.
That would be a hit as well.
And I am going to do menacing strike again.
Oh, another menacing strike.
Because why not?
No,
Why not?
A menacing boop.
That's 28, 34,
Holy shit.
35.
Holy shit.
So it's 38 total. And 4 of those points are from the butt end of a staff.
Okay.
So 34 damage is silvered. And he has to make a will save.
Okay. And then what number does he need to hit? A 15?
Yeah.
He does not make a 15.
Bye.
What does that mean?
I think he just flees, but let me just
Ah!
Oh Jesus. Custom.
Why is everyone on this battlefield scared?
This is a bad plan. It's a bad plan. It's a bad plan.
I kind of want one random knoll, like, oh, everyone's running away afraid. Maybe I should do that too.
On a failed save, it is frightened of me until the end of my next turn. So kind of like fear.
So it has to take off and run.
Yeah, it go bye.
All right, so he takes a flying leap back.
And if he leaves, I attack him.
Okay, attack of opportunity.
Oh, I was so close to a 20. That's okay. Does a 26 hit?
No.
Oh, well, that's a shame because I'm going to roll damage anyway.
Because I'm just going to go ahead and roll damage, and you can't stop me.
That is a... Why? Stop that. Stop. So that is 13 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
To his backside as he flees.
So yeah, you're able to just just yoke this guy up, just spinning this thing around, coming around. All right, so he's gone bye-bye. So he went bye-bye. So now we go to Thanuk.
How is it? Is it just the one Witherling?
Now you have a Nullfang. You have the Witherling. You've got the Wereboar that has retreated. You've got the Were-Rat that has retreated. You've got 2 Nullfangs that have retreated, and you've got a Pack Lord that has retreated.
How? But I mean,
60 feet.
how many undead can I see?
You can see one on. Oh, okay. That's a very good question. Do a perception check.
That was almost a natural 20. Then it fell and continued rolling. So I guess that doesn't count.
It was
16.
almost good, but then it was not.
Yeah.
What do you see?
16.
A 16? You can see, in addition to the one that you have in front of you now, you can see there's 4 more within sight of you, like within the groups that are approaching the bridge.
90 feet?
Yeah, within 90 feet.
I would like to argue something with you. or sell you on an idea. Thaumaturgy causes your voice to boom 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute.
Okay.
I like where this is going.
Turn Undead has a range of 30 feet. Now, if my voice is 3 times louder, would that not mean I am now reaching things that are 90 feet away?
Oh, Patrick Rothfuss bullshit. I love it.
Is turning an undead a vocal thing, or is it you invoking the presence of your god?
It is a vocal thing.
Is it really?
Yes, because I have to actually say aloud a prayer, and then.
That's really cool.
Let me read this to myself
And
again.
some PRBS.
And some PRBS.
And anything that can, any undead within 30 feet of me that can hear it is affected if they fail their wisdom save. Now, if we've determined that my voice is 3 times louder, it's 90 feet.
I think that we can allow this to happen.
Groovy.
So what does it do? What it do?
What do?
Okay, so turn undead Where is it? Where did you go? I was just looking at you.
Come back.
Brr,
Come back.
brr.
Okay, so turn undead. They have to pass a wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And they, oof. Okay. 15.
And they oof.
Ooh, yeah, it sounds things didn't go well for them.
Well, not for that one. That one, no.
There it is.
That one's fine.
I'm
That
sorry.
one's not.
There is no saving throw. It's fuck the undead.
It's. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ah!
I was looking at something else.
All right.
Saving
undead that
throw,
can-
what's that? Fuck
Each
you.
undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue with your saving throws.
Okay.
Must make a wisdom saving throw.
Jack.
Or it is turned for 1 minute, or until it takes any damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to get as far away from me as possible.
Okay. So, all but one of them failed their saves.
Okay.
So, they will start doing. So, what would Thunic be saying in his booming voice?
He is intoning a prayer on behalf of all the undead to Winter, asking that Winter bringing calm their souls and bring them the rest they so deserve. Now, depending on their CR levels,
Mm-hmm.
they may
They
be
might go.
destroyed. They might go poof.
What is the CR level?
1 or lower right now.
3 of them turn to dust.
Just
They just
Very cool.
basically they just crumble. Like it's almost like stop motion
Mhm.
or strobed, where it almost like you could see it's like just the whatever is animating this force just kind of twists and turns and crumbles, and 3 of them, including the one in front of you, wither, Ling,
Nice.
and crumble. And now you can only see the one that's along the thing, but it is going to well, it'll have some opinions later, I'm sure.
And now I will use my bonus action to have the
What you did
Spirit.
thaumaturgy and you did turn the undead.
yes, thaumaturgy is a cantrip,
No,
but it is an action, and so is. Oh, never mind. I got nothing.
sorry, I allowed some Patrick Rothfuss bullshit.
Yes,
The bullshit.
bullshit.
there's a threshold here.
There is a threshold
And you're-
for the
you're
bullshit.
You're skirting it.
When the spiritual weapons just start hanging out, then otherwise,
It's
I can understand.
it's doing things.
Yeah.
Now the Pack Lord has drawn a longbow, and it is
Did it
going
make it
to.
safe?
Well, it's still 60 feet away. So we can.
It has to keep running away, doesn't it?
No, it just has to get to 60 feet away.
Oh, I thought it had to keep on charging away.
No, once it gets to a safe distance,
I see.
then the fear is it just can't approach any more than that. So it is going to try to make a wisdom save. Does not make its wisdom save. Now it's going to go ahead and make its attack. It's going to do. Okay. Does 17 hit Hugon?
Nope.
That I think a 19
It does.
hits. Okay, so now it's going to do 1d6. What is it? It is. I can't see things. Oh, 1d8 plus 2. Okay. Where's my 8-sided die? There we go. Plus 2 is 3 points of damage. So it's more of like a glancing blow. And it's kind of like just sort of, just kind of just barely get. It's a flesh wound.
Right.
A flesh
of
wound.
course.
But you can hear he yells something out in abyssal, in this guttural, unintelligible language, and the Knoll Fang that's still in front of you then tries to make an attack.
Okay.
And it does not hit unless a 16 hits.
It does not.
Then it does not hit. Eno.
So I failed my save. You had me roll again. Am I rolling now.
Yeah, let's have you roll at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just Eno hanging out in a ditch.
I'm
Oh
scared.
god damn it! All right,
I want to stay here.
I even rolled Bardic Inspiration, and that's a 7
No, that's not enough.
with Bardic Inspiration.
Not enough. So whatever it is that's scaring the bejesus out of you is still there, phantasmally speaking, keeping you from being able to.
All right. So, and I'm not in line of sight of anything right now, or
No, but you could try to poke your head around.
And
So
just
I
be
can't.
like really afraid, like ah.
So I can't get any closer to where they are, but I do try to move kind of sideways,
Mhm.
try and like look and see. Can I see any of the?
You could
Any of the
see
bad things?
you could see the one Knoll Fang that is hanging out in front
All right.
of Hugon.
So I kind of like my hands are shaking, but
Mhm.
I reach behind me and I take my short bow
Mm-hmm.
out and I'm like so I'm gonna try and attack with my short bow.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's already gonna be fucked. So that's with disadvantage. That's a 10.
That does not hit.
Yeah. So like I fire and I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Dong off in the.
Boom! And then like I hide again. Yeah.
Now you're gonna start hearing you hear the seamstresses cranking up again.
I hope they
And-
shoot that pack lord.
And so they're each gonna get one attack. And so attack number 1 does not hit. No, it does not. And then the second one does hit. So where is he? Okay, he's right there. So we said, what did we say the damage was on this bad boy? We said it was 3d8 piercing.
He started his turn there. Should he make a will save for the spirit guardians?
He's out of range of them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's not in the
Aw,
the
man.
mix of it right now. So I said 2d8 or 3d8. I always forget. 3d8 damage. I designed the damn thing. You'd think I'd know. Well, I designed the specs on it. I didn't design it. This was a group effort. So 6, 14, 15 points of damage, which takes it down to that, and then he has to do this save, which he makes. Okay, so 2 more shots come lobbing, come lobbing off over the top. One of them is able to embed itself into the Pack Lord at the bottom of the bridge, as he puts his stupid little face around there. The archers attack.
His tiny, stupid head.
They go around. We're going to be coming up to the top of the round, so now would be an excellent time for us to take our break at the halfway point of our game, so that we
Is that
can.
time already?
It is that time already. Wow. So, so far, body count.
Kind of low. Surprisingly low.
Surprisingly low, but you have to consider that you made a lot of them run away.
It's true.
So of the
they're gonna come
four Knoll Fangs, 2 of them ran away. 1 of them is dead. 1 is still going there. The Were Rat ran away. The Pack Lord ran away. The Witherlings have been dusted by your cleric. The Wereboar ran away. It's basically run away, run away. Oh, and then there's the
Flee!
and also Eno ran away because
Brave Sir Eno ran away.
Bravely ran away.
And we have they've been killed by many. The Knoll Fang was killed. It was a group effort. There was stabbing. There was scorching rays. Things happened. Things have happened.
It is very true.
So, with that said, we're going to go on a brief break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to continue to drag in some dungeons. And then we will do that. So everybody stick around and we will see you in just a little bit. Hi, friends,
Are we?
nerds, countrymen, country people, country persons.
Shut up.
We are back to play some Dungeons and possibly some Dragons, where we are in the midst of the Battle of Pinedale. Body count 1. So far.
Surprisingly low.
But fear count through
Fear
the
count
roof.
high.
Through the roof. We've also discussed, we've decided canonically that gnolls are afraid of cats. Because why wouldn't they be? But you've got through another round, so we have to see who the reinforcements are coming up to have some opinions, to have some words with you.
Mm-hmm.
Not nice words.
Not necessarily the nicest of words. So now we're going to do this. We're going to start upping the ante a little bit here. Okay, so we're going to do 5. So we're going to do this, and then I need this die. Brian, dice. All right, we got that guy. So we've got another one of those. Got that guy.
I pictured this is what they're doing in the field too. Nah.
This isn't working the way we thought it was going to work, guys. And then... Okay. Ooh, okay. That's an oldie but a goodie. Okay. And that is another one of those. All right, last thing. I'm sorry. Hang on. I got to fix this now. This is all this dice rolling stuff. They made this game... Well, they made this game too hard. All these dice. All of these dice! What am I supposed to do with these dice? Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. And then that. Ooh. All right. So now the reinforcements are starting to arrive. They're starting to move closer and closer and starting to work their way up into the now we're just gonna do this. They're starting to work their way up more and more into the bridge area, into your general vicinity, where now you're gonna have. Hang on a second. What is that? That's that. And then we got to do this guy here, and ooh. So now, in addition to the Gnoll Fang that you have, in addition to all the other ones that were floating around, kind of scared all away, 4 more of those Gnoll Witherlings start working their way up the bridge. You also see these bug-like creatures.
Amazing bugs as well.
Fabulous.
But these are ones that you've seen before.
Are they from the Shadowfell?
They are not from the Shadowfell.
Good.
They look very much like what Dren carries around in her back. Meanlocks.
What?
Meanlocks.
Oh.
A few more of the alphas are there. You got 3 more of those. You got 3 more of the kind of berserker-looking gnolls. And in addition to that, you now see 3 werewolves approaching.
Amazing.
And this is all outside of the 15-foot radius.
Yeah,
They're on their way.
Yeah, they haven't. They're starting to work their way up towards you now. So,
Okay.
It looks like the other Pack Lord made his wisdom save, so he's starting to move in along with you. It looks like the other Fangs are starting to move. So now you've got a very large group of gnolls starting to work their way up the bridge. Not as fast as they were before.
Now would be a time for the grenades, I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever enormous magic that you can pull out of that itty bitty body of yours.
Well, before that, we have this thing that's called initiative. We do have an initiative order, and
I don't get
unfortunately,
to cause chaos yet.
not yet. She's near the top. Worry not. Well, maybe worry a little bit. For you now have how many of those? 6. You have 6 fangs that are now approaching you, coming up on the deal here. So we're just gonna do a whole bunch of rolls. So.
All right. Well,
no.
I attack the first one that gets into range.
Okay, so do your attack.
1 second. I dropped my dice. And
Oh no!
It vanished.
Into nothingness, which means that now you can't attack anything at all. Ever.
No, I found it.
Ow! Oh!
What?
I just tore one of my pages in my monster manual.
Oh no,
Don't do that.
I know.
that's bad.
It's-
You did it bad.
I did a very bad.
Now the monster manual will come to life and kill
I rolled
you.
a 24.
That would, in fact, be a hit.
Okay. I have a 16
16
damage.
points of damage. So that brings it down to. Okay. All right. So now they're going to go on their little bites and claws that they're going to try to do some things to you here. All right. So 15, does a 15 hit?
Nope.
No. 18 hits. 11 hits. So that
What?
does.
11 doesn't hit.
No. You're right. But how does a 16 do?
No.
Okay.
Still no.
Seven-
Are they all attacking me?
This is only the first one.
Ah, okay.
This one attacks you and does 7 points of damage. Next one's going after you, Thunuk.
Uh-oh.
No. No. Oh. That would be a
You got bombed.
No, don't like it.
14
No, sir.
points of slashing damage.
14.
Well, it was a crit.
Oh yeah.
There is that. So that's that guy. Now this one's going to come up and attack. And it's going to be trying to reach up for Drenmai as best as it can.
Do we did my interns not come down to the bridge with us at all?
Did you position them there?
I
They
thought I had.
Most of them were working, either working the seamstress or up in the arrow.
Oh,
tower.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
you
right.
had
They're
them
in the
as
towers.
Yeah.
I was like, you lazy assholes.
No, Drenmai, they are not able to reach you. So it's like swipe, swipe, swipe. They're trying to get through, and they just can't seem to get to you. Next one, excuse me. Hugon, they hit with a bite, so that does 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Then they hit you with a claw, which does 7 points. They hit you. They do not hit you again. You also need to do a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 15.
You make your saving throw. Thunuk, this fang is going to attack you. It hits with its bite, so it does 6 points of damage. It hits you with a claw, so it does 7. It hits you with another claw, it does another 7. I need you to make a Constitution saving
20?
throw.
Was that a total of 20? You said 6, 7, and 7?
Yes. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Where the fuck are those monks? For that matter, where the fuck is Kohan?
I have failed my Constitution saving throw.
You take 7 points of poison damage.
I am KO'd.
Thunuk down.
I mean, you did like 44 points of damage to him in like total
Yeah.
of 2 turns. So
So, am I also, for both of my death saves, am I also poisoned on top of that?
No, the poison goes away once you're dead.
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're not on.
Also, your noble need to make some will saves. So because of spirit guardians.
Oh, that
They
is
entered
true.
the range, didn't they?
Yeah, they entered the range, so let's do that first. No. 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 And no. Very much no. None of them make their saves.
Fucking Knowles came up.
A lot of them.
So many.
So many. All right, so what's the damage that we're going to see? So the damage will have occurred before Thunuk decided to take a nap. Did he freeze?
Yeah, I think he did.
Uh-oh. He KO'd, like, for reals.
His power got him.
Yeah,
For
probably.
reals. All right.
I don't know if 3d8 is enough to kill any of these creatures, so I'm pretty sure he's going to die irrespective.
We got that. So while we're waiting for that, we'll deal with all that in a second because we'll be able to keep moving forward. Hopefully it doesn't cancel the entire call. We got to start over. So while this is happening, you can now see in the back. Oh, we lost him. Hang on, let me readjust this. Let me get us video capture device. No. Window capture. Add source. Discord. No, not Discord. What am I doing? God, Brian, what are you doing?
Push all the buttons.
I'm hitting all of the buttons, and none of the buttons are doing what I want them to do. I want zoom. No, not that. No, you guys can't see that. Oh, God damn it. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so we've got something. We've got something here. All right. So while we're waiting for our capybara to return, we shall continue on. Because he's KO'd at the moment. So while this is happening, and you see Thunuk go down, he just gets hammered by the. Oh, he's back.
There we go. Perfect.
All right, let me get rid of this thing.
Roll 3d8 right now.
He's muted anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I know.
Okay. I need to rearrange the windows now because now you're all in the wrong places. No one is where they're supposed
Wait,
to be.
am I a DM?
You are not the DM.
DM.
No, you are not the DM.
That was super weird.
I was Hugon for a moment.
Oh,
I
I'm
am
Eno.
still-
For
wait,
a moment,
I'm doing a
was Hugon.
Team of Storm Service.
That was very strange. I lost connection, and when I regained connection, everything that was said from the point where I started losing connection up until now happened.
So it's just like
I had to.
blah.
All right, so what we need from you, now that you're back, is we need some Spirit Guardian damage.
All right, now
This stream is not brought to you by Pepsi, but if they wanted to, sponsorship is cheap.
Oh, fuck that. Root beer or nothing.
I'm sure they have a root beer under their umbrella. We
24.
also-
Sorry, no, 8 times 3 is 24.
It is 24, in fact.
Max.
You rolled max?
I
You
rolled max.
motherfucker.
Okay, so that does some damage.
That's 24 damage to each knoll.
Each knoll. Now, if any of those knolls dies, they didn't do damage to me before. They had to close the gap before do. So I no, that's 6.
No, one is looking. No, they're all there. Yeah, you did damage. That's for sure, but not enough to kill any of them. But you definitely listen. You went out with a bang, so now you got to do your first death save.
My turn's come.
Oh
No,
no,
it
I'm sorry.
hasn't.
You're right. It'll be at the top of your turn. I apologize. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Okay, so now in the background, as we're trying to get to here, Thunuk goes down. You're starting to see more and more of these creatures en masse, but now you start seeing the monks are now out of the trees and are actively fighting more and more
Actively
of these
being
creatures
useful.
in the background, trying to keep as many of them from reaching the bridge as possible.
Yeah, which is what their fucking job was to begin with, and they weren't doing it.
Well, you
I have
do see
words
as
for
you,
these
as you
monks.
look, you can see there are some corpses that are just littered with these throwing stars. So were able to take out some of them as they were trying to make this rush up to the bridge. Because you figure, with the amount of horde that you see out there, much more of them could have possibly made their way up to the bridge. But they are keeping somewhat of a perimeter. Some of the creatures are leaking through, but they are keeping a distance here. You also now have a wereboar charging at you, trying to come in and do some of his own damage. So Hugon, he's going to take a shot at you now. Or actually, no, excuse me. Miss Genmai, now you're on his level, so he's going to try to come
Yeah.
and try to do a get on you. And does a 19 hit.
Oh yeah, I'm squishy.
Okay, so that's 10 points of damage right there.
Okay.
And then he's going to go in with his tusk. Uh-oh.
The boar is back? Son of a bitch.
Yeah. The does 19 or no 18 hits?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's going to be
It's squishy.
9.
I need better armor.
Yeah, you do.
10 it's going to be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
You also need now to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, con save. At least I'm really good at that. 19.
Okay, you're fine. So as the wereboar gores its tusk, tries to gore you with one of its tusks, it's able to sink in, and you can start to feel like this toxicity start to seep in. But then you realize you've probably ingested more toxic things in your life, and your body rejects.
Like an alpha predator, your liver is full of toxins.
Like one of those Komodo dragons. They just no, I don't get infections. I give
No, I don't get
infections.
infections. Infections get Komodo'd.
I am the infection.
I am the infection.
Thanks, Batman.
And as this is happening, now coming up from the behind this group that is amassing in front of you, you see this enormous barbarian just
Finally.
cleaving back and forth with this enormous axe, and you could see he's looking bloodied. He looks like he's taken more than one hit here, up to his elbows in gore. So he's given probably better than he's taken now, but he's going to take a shot now. And he is actually going to take a huge swap, Yep, they both hit. Okay, so he comes through, and the one Nullfang that's in front of you, in fact, two of them, he basically comes through and grabs one, and just the axe cleaves all the way through, like from neck down to the opposite side of the rib, and he basically picks it up, and with the knoll on there, gets to the other side of the axe and comes down on the back of another one, and cleaves that one all the way through. So he takes two of them out, and then at the same time as this is happening, working around with this weird chain whip that you've seen Lord Alyssa use before. It's this chain whip that's just edged in razor blades, and she's coming around and she's going to try to do some attacks of her own. And why am I getting a jack die on a dice tower? Alright, and only one of those. She's like trying to move through, and she's able to get through and do another few points of damage on another one, where she basically comes through and almost like wraps it around like the thing's calf and then yanks it off, and you just see the razors as they come around, it just cuts deep. And now, Dren, it is your turn.
So basically, we've got a whole field of people now.
Yes, like I said, a target-rich environment.
Exactly. So I'm gonna kind of combo this.
Okay.
Okay. So what I want to happen is I'm going to try and find one of my fear, or maybe even, because I have 3 left. Maybe I'll find 2. Don't die, DM.
Dren
I wanna-
has tossed the choke on water grenade.
Apparently. Can you still hear me though?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to root around in the bag, and I want to find 2 of my fear grenades.
Okay.
And then what I want to happen is I want to combo that with my special.
Oh God.
Yes.
All right. So tell me.
So I want to kind of huck those out, like in opposite ends kind of where I can get to. And then since we do the Rube Goldberg kind of thing, I'm going to try and get as many people in as a panic, but it's going to be the thing where this person slips because they're trying and it throws their sword this way, and then that person gets cleaved and it makes them swipe this way, and it's going to be this kind of like butchering, really disgusting Rube Goldberg, but
if Eli Roth was Rube Goldberg.
Exactly. I want as much just chaos and fear and confusion. You know, there might be some casualties, but it's everyone's got weapons. I want them to use them on each other.
Okay. So we've burned one of them. Let us do the first thing is let us do the it'd be the dex attack to get these into
Okay.
the proper range.
Okay. Oh wait, dex. What's my dex? Okay, so a 19
Yeah.
and a 17.
Okay, you're fine on that. So you've got them into where they need to be. Now we need to do
Okay.
shrapnel damage.
Okay.
Let us do. We're going to call shrapnel 1d6. I think
1d6.
that's fair for shrapnel.
Okay. Where's my d6? There it is.
I'm sure somewhere there's a stat out there for throwing a grenade in Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh
Uh-oh.
man! All right, so let's take care of that right away. So that was a 6.
That was a 6.
So that takes care of that. That goes down to this. That guy's dead. It's previous guy, not a new guy. That does that. That goes to this. Oof. That goes down to. I can't do math.
I do a math.
I can't do a math. I'm having trouble doing a math. Oof. He's hurting. So we're at that. They're all at this. Oh shit. This is a very effective weapon. I should not have allowed it. But too late now.
I do a boom.
You do a boom. Okay, so we did a boom. All right, now we've done that. Now we need to do all the fear saves.
Yes.
All right, so I got to do 1, 2. Okay, we're just going to do this as a group. This will be their fear save. They do not make their fear save. These guys do not make their fear save. And then those guys do make their fear save. Does not. Okay. So you've winnowed the field down a little bit. Now give me your D20 to see the effectiveness of your chaotic Nutella.
The straight D20.
Just a straight D20.
Okay, 13.
13.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. Yay! That was the magic number. You win Dungeons and Dragons.
Ah, you said the magic word.
So let's see how this is going to go here. So you throw. So how does this look? Okay, tell me how this looks first of all. How's Drenmite like? What's the? Are we having like an anime moment here?
I see Thanup go down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of triggering because not
Actually-
only
You're on Sonic, and so you rode him down.
exactly. So I went
My
down
mount,
with you,
no.
and I'm just like, no, big boy went down, and now I'm short. So I get mad at the people in front of me, and I'm now angry at everyone else on the field. So it's just like dig around, grab the fear, double hand chuck.
Oh, is this almost like where you have to activate them? Like it's like chunk.
Pretty much. It's like Pokeball, go.
Yeah.
But instead of capturing something, we're causing fear.
So,
And then I want it to just be like, you know, I kind of put my emphasis into it, like, because I do have to concentrate.
mm-hmm.
And so it might have a little bit more spiciness to it just because I'm over emotional, and it just having it target any specific way that would make them wail their arms around. So that way it has a better chance of a sword going this way or a knife going that way.
So, oh man, we're gonna have to do a lot of damage shit here. Because everyone.
Yeah, how about that?
So it seems like, so you throw Thunna crumples underneath you,
Yeah.
and in this moment of rage, it's
Our poor capybara.
throws and boom, boom, and you know, like grenades aren't very loud. Like
What?
they're not. They're
What
not,
universe does that exist in?
The
Grenades
real-
are
the
loud
real-
as fuck.
the real universe where it's not like you hit the grenade and it blows up the entire house. It's
Oh well, yeah, but
you know, it's not like, you know, like you're setting off, like you're detonating C4, you know. So the 2 grenades go off, and you can see that shrapnel damage everywhere to all of the bad guys in front of you. These are just little bits of whatever metal you would use to manufacture these things are just embedded in their back and all the soft parts. Sometimes a little bit of their armor might have caught a little bit of it, but they, it did a little bit of, it did an owie on these guys.
Oh yeah.
But then there's like this moment where you can see the fear set in. Where you see
The giant angry cat is back.
where the cat
Flee!
is now standing next to Baphomet. And they're friends.
It's like a Baphomet cat Voltron.
Where
I
it's-
love it.
Now they're both.
So we've made Thundercats.
It's
We did.
Wait, so we see their fear, or they see their
No, they're the only ones that can see it.
fear? Okay.
Um,
I have a headcanon where one of them is like, the stories where someone's like on tripping balls on acid, and like the spiders are coming out of their skin. It's cats.
Yes.
Actually, no. Everyone sees this because it is a phantasmal image.
Oh.
It's just of their worst fear.
So it's this enormous Baphomet.
Mm.
But Baphomet is now on the other side of the bridge on their escape route. And in front of them is this enormous phantasmal, so have you ever seen the Twitter feed Black Metal Cats?
Yep.
It's like these cats. The cat is no longer making its howling noise. It just looks like it has that murderous look. It has the death look on its face. And panic starts to set in amongst all of the gnolls because they're running back and forth trying to figure out the best way to do what they need to do, which is get away from this thing, which unfortunately has them centered. And as this is happening, they're clawing over top of each other, trying to
Leaping into the river.
just trying to as they're trying to get away, they're without any thought whatsoever, you clawing into one of the other ones next to pull it out of the way because it needs to get out of there faster than everyone else. And all the pack lords are sitting there, and they have no problem, just swinging at whatever. The only thing that does not seem to be affected are the werewolves. They seem to be a little confused by the situation. This is not what they practiced. This is not what the plan was.
This is not in the script.
And so they're sitting there just doing damage, and you can see it's chaos. It is like watching a soccer mob scene contained within this group of demonic hyenas. And eventually they start leaping off the bridge, wherein you see them fall into the river and immediately start getting swept away. But as they're being swept away, you see a little bit further down the river that all of a sudden they're being yanked underwater.
Oh, interesting.
And you see all the little shadows swimming after them, flitting back and forth.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was thinking the otters and beavers be marching out of the water with little spears and swords and and stuff. But no, this makes a lot more sense.
No, they're just you could surmise that they're pulling these things underwater as best they can. You see them bobbing up, but they're getting swept downstream very, very quickly. So now all that is left on the bridge with you right now are 3 werewolves and a wereboar. And Hugon, it is now your turn.
Well, I feel a little undercut again because I was going to use my special, and it's not going to be as cool now. First the speech, and now this. Damn it! Hugon has 1 hit point left.
Oh, shit.
So I'm trying to figure out precisely what to do here. This is definitely not the time that I would have liked this to happen, but Hugon will call to Eno and say, "Drop the bridge." and then start dragging Thunuk.
Let's get a strength check on that.
All right. Strength or athletics?
You tell me.
Athletics would make sense.
Okay.
$26, I think.
Okay.
24. Sorry, forgive
That's
me.
fine. So you're able to get a hand into whatever part of the in the back collar of his armor, and you're able to have one hand out, so you're able to kind of like defend, and you start dragging him back off of the bridge. Okay. As you're doing that, some mean locks are going to try to make a little go at you there.
Actually, I think a second wind is a bonus action, so I'll do that as
Okay.
well. Yeah, bonus action. So I'm gonna do that
Okay.
because I need some hit points. Okay, cool. I get 17 hit points back.
All right. Well, the mean locks are trying to swarm over you, but you're able to fend them off with your not your glaive, your
Halberd.
halberd. Thank you. You're able to fend them off, keep them from coming and kind of.
Albert the halberd.
Yes. Thunuk, we need a death save.
I'm super disappointed that I'm kind of deadish right now, also because I did put that super cool glyph of warding on there.
Doesn't it just happen?
No, I have to make it happen.
Oh, well, wake up and make it happen.
Well, actually, let me double check. I think I could have caused an automated trigger, or I have to will it to happen.
Well, let's find out what's going to happen there. And while you're doing it, I'm going to have a piece of cheese. Because cheeses. Mwah.
Oh, cheese is amazing. I'm planning a trip to. There's this place.
Cheese Town?
No, well, it might as well be. It's about 4 hours from here,
Mhm.
and it's this store called the Cheesemonger.
It's a great name.
They have every awesome cheese on the planet, and I love them.
For death saves, what exactly am I trying to do here?
Okay, so it's a straight D20 roll.
Mm-hmm.
Roll higher than your con.
No,
right?
it's a 1 to 10 is a fail.
Oh.
11 through 20 is a save. So you have to whichever one reaches 3 first. If you crit, it counts as 2 saves. If you crit fail, it counts as 2 failures. So what do we get?
One failure.
So you put a little mark right there. Oh
We
God,
lost Eno. No.
that's a first. We usually don't lose him.
No.
Yeah, it's usually me or
Clues.
Clues.
Oh wait.
Oh, he's returned.
Oh, but everyone's in the wrong order again. That was odd. We're having an odd day.
Our precious tiefling boy returns.
No, I think I'm Eno again.
Yeah,
Power
you're.
fucked up. I don't know what that was.
I'm not dying. I am Drenmai.
No, you're totally dying.
Also, no.
Ah,
Here we go. Okay, I got everyone back in their right order, folks. This is the high quality entertainment you've come to know and expect and love from
Don't ever have
Jinx.
technical difficulties.
Never. We're fine. We're perfect. All right. So that's death save number 1. You get a little X on that, so we have a failure on that. That's okay.
These are the first death saves that this game has ever had.
No, it's not true.
No.
Thunuk KO'd before,
Did he really?
but it was a dream
Yep.
sequence.
Oh, well, okay, fine. These are the first death saves with consequence.
Yeah, this is true. Eno, it is your
Right.
turn.
So you're dragging him across the bridge, is that correct?
Yeah, back toward the causeway.
Okay. Everything's frozen. I don't know. Okay, hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So I use minor illusion to make a tree in the air,
Mm-hmm.
and I see that you're dragging Thunuk.
Mhm.
So I cast Healing Word at the 3rd level on Thunuk.
Ooh,
I'm like,
do better.
refresh. I go, refresh. Hit F5. No, I say refresh.
The refresher.
So that's 3d4 plus 4.
Nice.
Nice.
Is it just to Thunuk or to everyone around him?
Just Thunuk.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck, that sucks. Oh, yeah, that's great. Real good, Eno. That's going to be 8 hit points. I rolled 2 1s and a 2.
It's better than 0 hit
I'm
points.
proud.
Yeah,
This is true.
that's true.
And now he's awake.
So, Thunuk, you come to. I have to imagine in this situation, you probably
I
have.
didn't roll my
Oh.
13. No, 12.
12 hit
That
points.
was my saving. No, that was my saving throw.
Oh,
I forgot to roll my saving
It's a
throw.
15, I think, is the
Okay.
number. Yeah.
What did you say the HP was that I'm getting?
Well, you
8.
get 8 hit points back.
Okay.
But I have to imagine that Thunuk, you would awake with a splitting headache. I can't imagine that waking up from being near death, even with a spell, I can't imagine it's just like, oh yeah, I'm fine now.
No, I can imagine that there's some hangover.
Yeah, hangover.
Consequences.
But Hugon, you can see that Thunuk is stirring
Mm-hmm.
as you're trying to drag him off the bridge. Now you're hearing the tum tum of the seamstresses. First, we got to see if they get okay. So it's only 1 attack each. So 2. No, that doesn't hit. No, all the attacks go wide. They're not able to. They're trying to aim for these werewolves. Doesn't seem to be working. They see them. They're trying to reload now. Archers, their turn. Well, here's the thing. They crit, but it doesn't really do any good against werewolves. Because they're immune to non-magical, non-silver damage.
Are they immune to poison?
No, they are not. They would take poison damage. Or wait, are they? Hang on. I have a book for this.
Cue the Nelson laugh, pointing at the werewolves.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks not made with silvered weapons. So, alright, so let's talk this out for a second. It's probably that the arrow can pierce, but they're able to basically just yank it out and it heals like instantaneously.
Right.
But it does mean that they would probably have to do a con save. Yep. Nope. Yep, so 2 of them make their con save. So one of them takes a few points of poison damage. But, yeah. So now the werewolves are going to advance on your position. So, Drenma, you're the first one that they see. So, he's going to do a bite and a claw.
Okay.
Well, 19 on the die, so I'm assuming that hits.
Yes.
That's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I need a con saving throw.
Let's see. 11.
No. This time you feel the toxin starting to spread through your body.
Okay.
And now it's going to go for a little claw attack as well. Nope, it misses with the claw. It feels like its job is done now. Next one is or rather, as the second and third werewolf start to move in on your position, and you can see they're now looming above the 3 of you, between over Thunuk, Dren, and Hugon. And all of you, I don't know how many hit points Dren has left, but Hugon's hurting. Thunuk's hurting. I can't imagine that Dren's feeling great.
I'm okay.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and what am I doing here? I'm looking for that. Take that away. Okay. So as they're looming above you, this enormous war axe takes a swipe with one furry hand and comes swiping down on these werewolves here.
Oh, did the Yeti finally show up?
Well, not just the Yeti. So, Nuckluck, you almost don't hear him through the din as he comes onto the bridge and takes an enormous swipe at one of these werewolves. And, not going to do a lot of damage because, he's not magical.
But he's strong.
He is very, very strong. And, we're going to come back to that in a second. I need that. All right. But he's able to smack one of them and sends it barehanded, sends this one werewolf reeling back. And then with his other hand, he grips up the one that had just bit you, Dren. And then the third one, as it's looming over, before it can make its attack, you see next to you this 10-foot high, it looks almost like some kind of like Kodiak bear, like a grizzly, but he's standing like a person, and he's got like some tattered clothes on, and he's carrying this war axe that would usually be two-handed, but he's just hefting it with one, and he buries it into one of these werewolves and does what am I looking for here? Well, he does damage. We'll say he does damage. You don't need to know how much damage. It's not important. It's not important. So, and everyone give me a little perception check.
That's a 7.
5.
Hugon?
I'm sorry?
Perception check, Hugon. What's the number?
Oh, okay. I thought you... I misunderstood what you were asking for.
Not
And I was like... I thought you said permission, and I was like,
I never
Oh,
ask
what?
permission. I just do. I'm the dungeon master.
explain yourself. That's a 17 on the die, so 20.
Okay. And Eno,
15.
15. You both see some facial features on this werebear that make you realize you know who this is. This is the large guy named Tusk, who sits on the corner of the bar stool at the bar. Hugon, you remember actually sparring. You actually remember sparring with this guy
That's right, I kicked his ass.
at the festival. And here he is. You recognize him, like the clothing, little bits of clothing, how he's moving, and he basically turns over his shoulder and he's like, "We'll guard your retreat.
Well, we're not going far.
Just go where you can. We'll hold them off." And you can see both.
Don't be on the bridge.
And you can see because they're like guarding your retreat, but they're both like set. And you got to figure between the abominable Yeti, and now Kohand and Laura Lissa move up to guard your retreat. And between the four of them, they've got this way blocked. You've got Nuckluck in the middle. You've got the werebear. You've got on one side. You've got Kohand on the other, who is almost as big as the werebear. And then you've got Laura Lissa, who's like kind of playing in front with this. Just she's got the whip ready. It's a very anime shot here, right? Of just like the big guys. And you got her. She's like almost like in the spider pose, right? When the Spider-Man or the Spider-Woman pose, and she's got this whip, and you can see they're ready to go to town on these things. So now we are at the top of the order, which means that you guys can. Dren, it is now your turn.
Okay. Is Hugon still in like immediate danger?
Not especially, no. I think I'm okay.
Okay. Do I see? Because I'm useless when it comes to healing, so I'm like looking at Hugon, like just slowly patting him as I'm trying to think.
There.
Because I don't even think I have any like healing potions on me or anything. So it's like, it's fine. Touch. So everyone's fairly. What do I have in front of me then, enemy wise?
You've got 3 werewolves.
And how far are they then? Are they right in front of me?
I mean, you've got your people in front of you who are kind of guarding your retreat, so it'd probably be about 10 feet away.
Okay.
No, that would kill everyone. No, that would kill everyone. No, that would kill everyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna take 2 of my shatter grenades,
Oh God.
and I'm gonna huck it at him.
Okay. Let's do the. Well, actually, is one of them your crit success?
Here, I'll do
Oh,
a
excuse me.
D6. If it's the 3, it'll be the crit. It's not.
Okay. Alrighty.
Because I only have
So
so
let's
I
do our
like
let's
2 of
do our
those.
dex throw here. Let's see how
Okay.
things go here.
Wait, what's my dex?
Negative
11.
4. Okay. 11. Okay.
And these only have like a 10-foot radius, so I don't want them to go too far. So it's kind of like a meh
Yeah.
throw.
But you can almost roll them. You can almost
Underhand.
Yeah, just roll it between the legs, like there.
like the Batman smoke grenades. They just come rolling in.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. Let's do our dex throws here.
Okay.
Need 2 of them.
Okay. So, ooh, I critted on one.
Oh God.
Yay!
Precision.
So that's what, a 22 and a 19.
Oh wait. Hang on. We got a crit here. We gotta make sure we go through the.
Oh, do the noise. I can't hear it, so I just assumed it happened.
It's okay. You can hear it. All right. So you're able to like kind of do like the underhanded roll with these, and they roll under, and the perfect placement. So first we need to do the damage. The let's do the 1d6.
Oh, yeah. That's a 6 again. I'm doing great.
Oh Jesus! All right, so that goes to that. This comes down to this. That comes down to. Okay, so now this is the shatter.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna do a shatter. So they have to make con saves.
Okay, so let's do some con saves here. Do I have another? Here we go. All right. No. They all fail their con saves.
Okay, then I need to find some dice real quick. Because I did this twice over. That's why I rolled 2 out. Are you a D8? There's a D8. I need one more. There's another one. Okay. So then each creature. So for the first one.
This is just the first grenade. The first grenade.
First grenade. Oh, I rolled all 8s. Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
So 24 points of damage.
I've never done that before.
It's a lot of max damage today.
Wah, wah,
Oh my
wah,
God.
Wow.
I don't know what's the sound.
excited.
I know. I'll count that. I will count that. That counts. Max damage.
Like, I've rolled 20 before, but I don't think I've ever rolled on 3 separate D8s. Top on all of them.
I mean, I guess statistically, it's got to be able to happen, right?
It happens. Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
The other one, not quite as amazing. So I got a 7, a 3, a 5. So 15 on my second one. So each creature takes the 24 and the 15.
So, math. Okay. So you roll these things. They go off, and between the shrapnel damage and the shatter. So I imagine these are almost like flashbangs going off, like
Yeah,
that high
kind of.
pitched.
Yeah.
You know that high pitched. You know,
Those are something else.
Yeah, except that they actually do damage as opposed to just making you not be able to hear anything.
I mean, damage is kind of.
Ears bleeding, orifices
Eyeballs
bleeding,
ruptured.
eyebrows. Well, yeah, two of them just like you're pretty sure you turned their brains to jello.
Yeah, I want their heads to explode, almost literally.
And they two of them fall dead.
Yes.
The other one is not looking good. He's just blood coming out of every orifice that you can see. Yeah, the ears are like flat back against it, against like the against its head here. It's it's looking like it's in pain. It's panting. It's not looking
Bad
good.
Wolfie.
It's not looking good.
I'm so happy. I want to be like on cloud 9 because I rolled 3 8s. I'm just super pleased with myself the rest of the day.
Hugon.
Well,
Easy would have turned.
Hugon is still on the bridge with Thunuk, although Thunuk is now conscious,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So he'll let go of Thunuk and like move back up to the front line and like let them know that the bridge is going to collapse
Mm-hmm.
and to not be on it when that happens.
Okay.
But there's not a whole lot of real estate for him to do his job
Mm-hmm.
right now. So he'll retreat,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay. So you do a retreat.
I do a retreat.
So
And tell them to also do a
convey you
retreat.
convey the information. So as you guys were backing up, they were like backing up in front of you. So that way, because they realized you guys have taken a pounding. You were like the front line of this. So and as you say that, you can see some of the monks are now starting to do like this weird river walk thing where they're like they're retreating out of the woods, whatever ones are left, and they're like almost like doing like that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon thing against the spikes that the beavers had put into the riverbank, and they're like almost like tiptoeing, and then they were able to do like this weird river walk thing where they're like gliding and like hitting the surface and bouncing off, and they're all starting to retreat across the river. And as they do that, you can see the lines are starting to break down. And the more of this horde is moving towards you. The people, your essentially vanguard essentially is now moving, is guarding your retreat. Thunuk, it is your turn.
I forgot how long this bridge is.
It's not short.
It what did we say? I think it was a good 90 feet across, if I remember.
Okay. So we're not at the midpoint. We're
No, you
closer
start.
towards the
Yeah,
top.
now you're probably about halfway. You're probably about halfway between the midpoint and being off the bridge, in that general vicinity.
Would you say the bridge is nice and crowded with bad guys?
It is. It is indeed. It is chock full.
Excellent.
Saturated, one might say.
This doesn't take an action, so he's going to do it because he prepped this earlier. Glyph of Warding is being triggered.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the halfway point, so basically anyone inside the 10-foot diameter of Glyph of Warding is about to take 5d8 thunder damage.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's good.
Let's.
It's a quality glyph.
Oh my God. Let's get some damage on that.
That is 14 plus 27.
27 points. All right. So what does this look like? How is this going to manifest itself?
It begins with a low rumble in the distance, and it begins to center itself on the bridge. As the bridge sort of like, not the bridge itself, but like the air on the bridge begins to shake.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a cracking sound of lightning striking, but there's no lightning. Since this is not electrical damage. And a sonic boom occurs at the halfway point.
Oh my God. I love how it's like, you can hear like as it's approaching, right? Is it that rolling thunder, like from here? As something is getting closer, it triggers, and it's a combination of some of the creatures are being flattened right on the bridge. Some of the smaller ones, some of these, you can see some of these witherlings, these undead creatures. Their bones are just blown apart and do some additional shrapnel damage to the creatures around them. The meanlocks are just missed. Some of these knolls are blown off the sides of the bridge. It's and just then it settles back down, and then the rain starts to fall a little bit harder now. What was now a misting rain is now starting to turn into an actual like
Floridian rain.
Yes, it's almost there, almost a Floridian rain. But that
Correct.
didn't create it wasn't an action, so you still have your turn here.
And Spirit Guardians' concentration went. So when he got knocked out, it went away.
Concentration ended, yes, yeah.
But Spiritual Weapon is not. What if it's stuck around?
Just floating there, like
If
doing
it's
nothing.
a duration, yeah, it would have just stuck around.
Yeah.
It's duration 1 minute. It's been gone.
Nuh-uh, because I'm still frightened.
No, you're still within 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's only been like 4 rounds of combat.
Combat rounds.
It's where. I mean, so really, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's still there.
Thunuk was knocked out. He doesn't know how long it was.
Yeah, but it's still there. Yes, his club with a boulder.
His club with a boulder is going to hit whoever is engaged with Tusk.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is a melee.
And how much was the thunder damage again?
Like
27.
24.
Okay.
27.
So
Yeah,
the
50
one
plus
werewolf that was left in their initial batch is dead as well. I mean, just.
Oh,
But there's still the hordes are now starting to team, and you can see it created a little bit of a space when your glyph went off. When the glyph of warning went off, it created a space, and now they're starting to fill that space in again. So you can go ahead and use your
bonus action for the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
7 plus 14.
14 points. Okay. So big boulder smashes down to a couple more knolls, turns them into a more of like a knoll paste. Yeah, knoll paste. But they keep on.
And for Thunuk's action, he's going to cast Wind Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Starting at the point where our line is on the bridge and
Mhm.
pushing away towards everyone else that's on the bridge.
Okay, this is a new one to me. Explain to me wind wall.
A wall of strong wind rises from the ground at a point of my choosing
Mm-hmm.
within range, which is 120 feet.
Yep.
Nice.
Up to 50 foot long, up to 15 feet high, and up to a foot thick. I can shape the wall in any way I choose as long as it makes one continuous path along the ground. The wall lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within the area must make a strength saving throw. The creature takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save,
Holy shit.
or half as much on a successful one.
Okay.
I can't move it though because it's a wall.
Yeah.
But that would be it would be cool if I could, but
All right, so let's get your damage roll here.
Okay. It's the 15 on the save. They have to meet or beat a 15.
Okay.
Oh, so damage. Okay.
Well, they're all going to take damage. It's just a matter of whether they take half damage or not.
yeah. Good point. 11.
Okay, so a couple more. Another one of those witherlings is blown to hither
So
and
does the
yon.
wall like push enemies away too?
Yes, anyone who's trapped in it basically is getting tossed.
Away from the direction that you like.
Yeah,
If-
basically it's where my wall starts. There is wind blowing.
Okay.
Or
Like that's the
upward
point. That's the
track.
point where yeah. Like it's a fan. It's a giant industrial fan. So yeah, you can see some more of these
Yeah.
knolls are like pushed back. One gets blown into another one and pushed back. So now you have like this 15-foot section in the middle where nothing is really able to pass. So now they're starting to kind of work their way around the outsides of this because it was 15 feet wide, correct?
50.
Oh, 50.
50.
Oh, okay.
50
So this is the
tall,
entire
50
length.
tall.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
entire length of the bridge. So now you have in front of this wall where they're like raging up against it. They can't seem to get past it, despite like the horde building up behind them. So you're able to continue to retreat here. Eno.
All right. Oh, that's an 11. So
At some point, we are going to have to dive into what exactly Eno is seeing, because it's some pretty. I think we're getting into some deep-rooted childhood shit.
he points at at Hugon, and he says, "Feel better now." And
Okay.
much better.
I do feel better now.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of healing.
Okay.
And then Eno is going to he's been thinking about this, and he's like, oh yeah, he pulls out his lute and he sings, the rabbit runs up the hill and down across the mossy fen. It runs around until it's time to rest its head again. Whatever the clever rabbit dreams, nothing is really as it seems. Along the way, it's time to play a game where we pretend. And he just starts singing that over and over again. And I'm going to have advantage on that saving throw when it comes
Well,
around.
then I'll let you take that. I'll let you take that first advantage saving, like
Okay.
right now. So you get one more d20 on this.
All right. It's 10.
No, it doesn't work.
I have a -1. All right.
So as you're doing this, you're able to make your retreat across the bridge. And then it was, so remind me again, what was the method of the bridge being?
I mean, it was kind of on the beavers, like, to handle their business.
So you're able to get off, and you said there was a signal, right? What was the signal?
Yeah, he made the tree in the sky, the sparkly.
Oh, that's right. The sparkly
Tree
shimmering
in
tree.
the sky makes the bridge go. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Tree in the sky
Nope.
is of diamonds. So so as soon as you guys and your guards, and Nuckluck and Quohand and Tusk and Laura Lissa, as soon as you guys cross the threshold of the bridge, you look over and you can see the beavers have been working at the supports of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it's almost like one by one they all start retreating away from it until finally the last one like looks over at you, Hugon, gives you the thumbs up, takes the last little bite, dives into the river, and then you see the bridge. It's almost in slow motion, where it kind of warps one direction, and then it warps the other direction, and then as it's warping back and forth, the struts on your left side all of a sudden just give out, almost like when you've seen someone get their knees kicked out from underneath them. Boom, and then the momentum starts, and then the whole thing just starts to dump into the river, and it's this chaotic mush right under where the bridge used to be, of all of these nightmarish creatures swimming around. We have all of the lumber from the bridge falling on them, so you can see that some of them are having difficulty getting to the surface because every time they're getting up, they're like one's getting creamed in the face with a log as it comes flying down the swollen river. You start to see the shadows again underneath them as some of them are being yanked underwater, as not all of them, because there's only so many furry woodland creatures who are going to be able to help you here, and they're all starting to be swept down the river. And then you see, so now you have the rest of the horde who's on the other side, and they're slathering and growling and calling out all sorts of, you can only assume to be very not nice things that they're saying in some kind of guttural language. And then as they're doing this, the crowd parts, and you can see Marcus Philander and his dragonborn companion and the enormous knoll make their way right to the edge of the river. And you see Marcus look down, and you see him look at his armies, and you see him look at you, Hugon.
I make sure to
Locks eyes.
also flip him off.
Dren, you notice that the Dragonborn one is staring intently at you, more specifically at your lantern.
I see Hugon off in the field making a gesture I don't know, and I'm just doing the same thing back.
Is this right?
Is this right? Am I doing it right?
Am I doing it right?
And Eno, the enormous knoll, is looking at you. And he is smiling. It is not a pleasant thing to see him smile. There is no mirth in his eyes. But he is nonetheless entertained by your presence.
I'm just playing my song over and over again.
Every time you peek around, it's just... You can almost hear him giggling over the rushing river. Almost. You're not sure if it's just in your mind or if it's something that's actually happening. And... And you can see they all sort of look at each other and they all take a step forward. And it's like watching a shadow flit across the river, and the three of them are now on the riverbank in front of you.
I wasn't too bright.
And Marcus says, from behind his mask, he says, I told you had to leave, boy. What happens now? That's on your head, not mine.
That is the dumbest shit you have said yet.
And you can see he readies himself for an attack. All three of them do. And right as they are about to attack, you hear a familiar sound.
A seamstress needle flies through the air. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you monologuing?
You hear
Damn
it.
You
It's
caught
not.
me
It is not. And
monologuing.
if you glance up, and you can see they're trying to load a new magazine into the seamstresses. But no, that is not the sound that you hear. You hear what sounds like a metallic growl. And from around the corner of your trenches, Sir Silverton approaches.
What?
I'm so happy.
And
You
you have
said bounce.
you have a memory. What was the last thing Dren had said during her whole little thing with Sir Silverton?
I don't know. She kept it a secret.
I kept it a secret. They don't know.
So Sir Silverton comes around and he gets down into that crouch, that predatorial crouch, and he leaps forward towards the three of them. And as he collides with all three of them, they seem to disappear into this weird interplanar door. And you do think you heard maybe the echo of someone screaming, and it might have been Marcus Philander's voice as they disappeared into this void, whatever it was. And all that is left now are the raging knolls on the other side of the river. What would
Like,
you like
I'm
to
mad at you for keeping secrets, but I'm also like kind of like okay with this.
do?
I'm
You're like
dreadfully
you're frustrating in that way. Like I can't really be mad.
curious. What did she say to Sir Silverton?
I mean it's kind of immaterial because now Silverton is gone again.
Sir Silverton, I'll have you know.
Fuck Silverton. He's an
Sure.
knight.
Silverton.
So what would you like to do about your knolls? You can see some of them are starting to move. Ones with the longbows are starting to move up to the edge of the river.
We should probably get behind these walls and let the archers and seamstresses do their thing, because that's their job. And the otters, which I'm sure they're excited for this.
Well, they are omnivorous, aren't they? I know they're. Well, no, they eat clams.
Yeah, and
Yes, they are omnivorous.
fish. So they.
So
I don't
it's
know.
quite possible.
What vegetable matter do they eat?
Seaweed? Do they eat any seaweed? I don't know. They might just be straight on predator. They might be straight on.
I was under the impression that river otters were fully carnivorous.
Otters, omnivorous.
No, they eat human flesh.
Carnivores,
Ah,
primarily carnivores.
there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But when you said for flavor that the beaver does a thumbs up, and I looked it up. Beavers have proto thumbs, so they can do a thumbs up.
It's like a little.
Yeah.
It's a little beep.
Meep, meep, meep. So you guys continue to retreat. So you're out of it. So you start to get on the range. You start to see all of the archers now are starting to move. The ones in the towers are taking shots across the river and starting to land. I've been saying it before. It's a target-rich environment, so you don't really have to aim at a certain point. It's just you got to get it in the general vicinity, and you're going to hit something fleshy. And you can see the other ones that were in the towers that were further back. They've actually come down from the towers and are moving closer to a range where they could be more effective. And now you see they've reloaded the seamstresses, and you can see now they're starting to crank off and boom, boom. You're hearing like the little twangs of these things landing across the river. And every time it lands across the river, you can see it's like impaling one or two of them at a time, because this is not like an arrow where like, oh, okay, arrow, this is no harpoon shot through me and back, and and taking out
It didn't precisely stop there.
yeah, it did not stop there. It had more to say. It wanted to speak at length as to the benefits of physics, and boom, boom, and they're launching across the river now, and you can see that some of them are starting to retreat into the forest. And you know what? I'm gonna burn another dark die here, because
Oh no.
Ow!
no. I've burned them all in your favor so far. Thunic, you seem to remember a story told in your childhood of the great falling trees, and it was always said that if you ever started to hear the sound of falling trees, that you should start zigzagging immediately.
Serpentine.
And it was always more like not an urban legend, I guess, arboreal legend, of these falling trees that it was always something where someone had, I know a guy who has seen the falling trees, and it was always these trees that were doing in this endless domino. And it seems like they've been following for hundreds of years. Almost like someone knocked a tree over to try to start a domino effect many, many moons ago, and it just kept going. So you were quite shocked when you find this legend to be found true, when all of a sudden the trees start dominoing on each other, landing on these hordes of gnolls and splattering them. It's almost as if someone had started this chain of events approximately 200 years ago.
Drenmai.
I didn't do it. Well, maybe I did.
No, I did it. And the last few Hugon, you can see are running for fear. Not because they feel outnumbered, not because you've seen strategic retreats.
Mm-hmm.
This is not
This
a
is not.
strategic.
No.
Their numbers have been broken. And you can see these creatures retreat into the woods. And somehow, by some miracle, you're able to prevent the scouring of Pinedale.
Sweet.
The town
need to
still
go to
stands.
I have an owie.
Everyone has an owie.
Yeah.
So as they retreat, you obviously keep patrols up for the remaining several days in case they return. And every now and again, you see
Wait,
one.
So there's people retreating?
Hmm?
There's people retreating?
Oh, yes.
I want to launch all of the rest of my grenades at them.
As they're
But they're on the other side of the river.
Can you throw something over 90 feet?
I can do strength. I'm a strong little gnome.
How do we figure out?
I mean, the range increment of a thrown weapon is like, I think, a dagger might be 10 feet.
Well,
and
for it
then
to be
after-
accurate.
Yeah, so like you can throw beyond your range increment. You just start taking enormous negative penalties.
Yeah.
So
Maybe I should just like attach to the seamstresses and launch it in their general direction.
which was an idea that I had, and you said no.
I'm okay with it now because now we're not shooting them so much as launching projectiles at them.
Or you could just like lightning bolt them.
But that would set them off at us.
This is true.
I don't.
So
I don't think I have any
you,
like.
you retreat
magic
your way back up the hill. You attach the rest of your grenades onto them, and you see them launch.
Yes.
And ka-doom, ka-doom, ka-doom.
Lots of shatter, lots of fear going on.
Fear
You
going
see all
around.
these like phantasmal images of whatever just
Cats, just
screen.
enormous
Now,
cats.
enormous alley cats chasing them around. Sometimes it's a big Baphomet. Sometimes it's a little Baphomet
I'm so pleased.
running. Sometimes it's one Baphomet the size of a horse. Sometimes it's 100 Baphomets the size of a duck.
I love it.
You know, running around, chasing them around. You set up some patrols over the next couple of days just along the riverside to make sure that there's no, you know, every now and again you might see a knoll and the archers will take a shot at them. But after a few days, you're relatively certain that they're not coming back. The city or the town has been left untouched. And you have saved the town of Pinedale.
For now.
For now.
For now.
At the cost of one useless mechanical cat.
Poor Mr. Sir Silver.
Initiate happy Muppet arm flail.
Yay! Eventually there is a feast. A feast will be held. But I think we should address that in another game.
I think also like I should be given my government office.
Well, again, these are things.
Notice me.
These are.
We'll have-
These are.
We'll have the full like end of New Hope marching up. You get
And Thunuk won't get a medal.
Aww.
Nope. Thunuk won't
No,
get
it'd be Nuckluck. Nuckluck doesn't get the medal.
Oh, Nuckluck doesn't get a medal. What
But-
the fuck?
could
This is
explode-
bullshit.
I could explode something behind us, and we can all do that thing where you walk away from the explosion in super slow.
In super
looking
slow
cool.
motion without and
Don't do
never looking back. But these are all things. These are all things that we can address in another game because that will be our game for today. Don't worry, there will be more Dungeons and Dragons next week, not the week after, because that's PAX. That's PAX Prime, and there will be no game during PAX Prime because there are other things that are happening. 2 of our members will be PAXing it up. The rest of us will be watching on in jealousy that we cannot join them, but it's okay. We're gonna come back in just a minute with table talk, and we'll do the things. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Burp. Hey, everybody. We've got some table
We
talk.
didn't die.
Well, most of us almost.
There was close. Listen, things happened. We had Fear just ran amok.
Fear was doing some amuckness.
Fear was the mind killer in this particular game.
That's why it was my first go-to is cause chaos on the battlefield.
It was.
Fear is a force multiplier.
Mhm.
So we're gonna do. We have old business first, which is dealing with moments of the game. So today we will start
Ooh.
in quadrant 3.
It's not me.
Zeno.
Raz.
Um,
Blah.
the ward. The next ward
That was pretty epic.
Oh,
That was choice.
was amazing.
That was
Yeah,
pretty epic.
that was it.
Okay. In a counterclockwise, an anti-clockwise motion.
Anti-clockwise. Sir. I think my favorite moment was Thunuk turning the undead. It gave me an enormous burst of nostalgia from my first my
that's
first
great.
Poofing
great
the
big turning when I was playing my very first D&D character.
dusting the undead. All right, continuing.
Eno's series of songs, like, yeah.
Fucking metal.
Did you have a bunch of just? Have you had these waiting in the wings for?
The first one I wrote yesterday, and the second one I wrote during the break.
Wow.
dang.
That's some talent right there. That is some talent.
You know, and I think that the quality of the bardsmanship, it was key to victory.
Mm.
Clearly.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly the force that we needed to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, without it, we would be down a cleric, certainly,
Oh yeah.
and, you know,
Down a tank.
down a tank,
Possibly even down a tinker.
possibly down a dren, which is not as important as either of those first two things.
I just wish I would have realized that I could have done counter charm like when I first got over there, and I was just like, what do I do? Wait, don't I have a thing? And
I
then,
have
like,
a thing that bards can do specifically. What is
and
it?
then on the one turn I was gonna do it, I was like, oh shit, I need to heal them because they're coming back, and then I did the thing, and I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna do it, and it was pretty
But
much
it's okay.
worthless, but whatever.
We've laid a plot hook for later. So
What Eno is afraid of?
yes, what was it that had him so terrified that he was hunkered
Right.
down? Clues.
Seeing Sir Silverton come back. I got to see Kitty.
We ever get to know what you told Sir Silverton?
I'm sure if you asked, I'd probably tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, seeing Sir Silverton again, I was super happy.
I think one of my favorites was actually. Well, listen, we had some epic moments, and some good epic battle moments. We had the song at the beginning, right? We had the glyph blowing everybody up, very cinematic, right? We had the bridge coming down. Again, so we had some very cinematic moments, but I do think was the combo of the fear grenades with chaotic Nutella, using it as like a clearing effect. Let's clear everything right here and have it not be here anymore. I thought that was one of the fun moments of the game. So, but this is something that we've been building up to for.
Yeah, this has been
Quite a
a
while.
long
5 or 6
long
weeks.
coming.
Well, really, there's like some stuff here that's been since season 1.
Well,
You know,
yeah, I'm
It's
just
that
saying.
season 1 was only 2 days of game time, so we finally got around to getting to some of that plot.
Wait, it was more than 2 days of game time.
Maybe 4.
It was almost a week.
It was
I'm
at
sorry.
least a week or more.
We got an entire week
think.
done in the season. But yeah. Okay. New business.
Mm,
Or we'll say recommendations. the recommendation portion of today's program. The
I'm-
Weekly Rex.
I was talking about this on Twitter the other day. I'm doing a complete watch through of all of the Universal Century Gundams, which is like
A lot.
the first show alone had 43 episodes that were
Mm.
like a half hour apiece,
Mm.
and they turned it into a 6.5 hour movie.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot of anime to watch there. It's going to take me weeks. But
I was meaning to ask you for clarification. Are you watching the episodes in chronological order of Universal Century occurrences?
Mhm.
So basically, are you jogging between?
that's going to be really hard because some of the series are much more concerned with what time it is
Mhm.
than other series.
Yeah.
So and also the first show picks up in the center of the first 1979 show picks up in the center of a conflict that is already happening. So
Yeah.
there's stuff that's happening before and stuff that's happening during and stuff that's happening after.
Mm.
So there's a whole lot of stories
That's really
coming
interesting.
together.
I've only seen Gundam Wing, so I think I might need to.
That's the after Colony timeline, I think.
Yeah, that's an alternate universe.
Yeah.
A lot of very similar imagery and themes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
I tried watching Gundam Wing a couple of years ago, and I felt like it didn't hold up the way that I thought it was going to. It was very, very preachy, very bash you over the head with the themes here. And I don't remember it being that way, but that was, I guess, the first time you've ever seen it, you know.
I seem to recall Wing being one of the very first Gundam series specifically targeting a Western audience.
Oh,
An
maybe.
audience.
Yeah.
I can't recall though.
There's a lot of leaps in logic in that show as well. It was
Yeah. Well, it's
I
anime.
saw this thing. Well, this other thing must have happened. Really? Okay. So, any other recommendations? Who else has things to recommend?
The new season of 100's out on Netflix.
What's that?
So basically, the Earth, a war breaks out enough where we kind of nuke each other.
Oh,
They send people up
they send
into
like
space.
100 teenagers back to Earth or something
Yeah,
like that.
100 teenagers
100
come back down.
delinquent teenagers.
Yeah, exactly, and it's on like
God.
what season are we on? I don't know, 5, 6.
Let's turn the
something like
Earth
that.
into one giant high school.
Pretty much.
What?
And essentially, the Lord of the Flies kind of thing happens, and there's all kinds of craziness, but it's actually evolved past like that point.
Mm.
So
Yeah, because I
You're
think the
past-
show has actually outlived the books, right? Because the book was.
I have no idea.
I
Those
don't
are
know.
books.
Oh yeah, it started
I
off as
didn't know
books.
that.
Well, they started making the show right when Hunger Games was like really reaching its peak, or just after. So
Right.
there's obviously, because this is when they were doing. Oh shoot.
Hunger Games, Divergent,
Divergent, yeah, they were doing all these post-apocalyptic, teenager,
young adult. Yeah.
young adult thing, and my wife loves those books. She loved the Hunger Games, and she gets in. She read Divergent. The movie was
Maze Runner, that was the other one.
Maze Runner, yeah. Where there was a case there where they didn't translate to movies as well as they did Hunger Games. But then the 100, yeah, same theme, where kids have to save the teenagers have to save the universe.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
and
what
I
other
like
anime are we
kind of
watching?
The like real. It's very possible for it to be nuked and kind of stuff
Mhm.
like that, and what would happen with radiation 100 years plus later and all that
Mhm.
stuff. And
Yeah. Hard science is usually how I like my sci-fi. So
Mhm.
yeah, I like this. Plus, it then throw in a little bit of the space, like actual something that we could achieve space wise.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
kind of cool.
yeah, living in orbit, not necessarily colonizing Mars.
Yeah,
yet.
living in orbit, not living, or colonizing Mars or anything or whatever, but actually trying to survive off of a station.
Mhm.
Other recommendation.
That's actually taking me back to Gundam because I enjoy Universal Century, but my favorite Gundam series is I think it's the Zero series.
I know
Where-
what you're talking about.
It's the near future, and humanity hit the fuel crisis, energy crisis, and their solution was, let's build a ring around the Earth
Mhm.
and use that to capture solar.
Yeah, a Dyson ring.
No, it's not. Well, not even a Dyson ring. It's a microwave remote microwave transmitter for power.
Oh, okay.
So they have solar panels around the Earth, and it's anchored to the Earth, and all the world's nations have entered into an agreement where there will be no war, and there will especially be no fighting anywhere near one of these anchor points. And if there is, everyone else has to gang up on the people who are doing
Right.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, nobody observes that.
Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit. And and thus you are introduced to Gundams showing up and enforcing the law
Mm.
Ah,
That's interesting.
under the table. But the thing I like about it is orbital elevators, rings around the Earth, that sort of stuff. And like they're talking about colonies, and they're super like.
actually, Fantasy Flight's Cyberpunk addition to their game, their Genesis series, Shadow of the Beanstalk, is a lot of that, like space elevators and orbital colonies, satellite, arcologies, things like that.
There was one that had this, because you said the ring around the Earth, and I remember there was an anime where it had the ring around the Earth, and they were being attacked by aliens, and they had like the one guy who had like this whatever exosuit that he wore of alien design of some kind, and he would be able to go out and fight them. But if he did more than like 20 minutes in the suit, he would go evil.
Guyver?
No, it wasn't the
No.
Guyver. It's not Ultraman, because Ultraman was the live action thing. Man, I'm really
Curious.
I'm gonna have to look at that, because I can't remember what it was, but I remember it was on like Saturday or Sunday mornings on Channel 57 when I was growing up. And I remember it was like the cool thing about it was like, oh, if he stayed active in the suit for more than whatever that time was, it was likely that he was going to completely go nuts and start attacking everything around him. He lost. And so he was like considered like an enemy of the state, but also like a great weapon of the state. And it was like this,
Interesting.
I have to look that up. I got to find out what that is. So, any other recommendations? So we have Gundam Universal Century in general. We have Gundam Zero. We've got the 100.
That's all I think I've been doing this past week.
I mean, I would like to also recommend that Pi, maybe everybody should have it. I think Pi is
Pie is always good.
one
Pie
of
is
those
good.
keys to happiness that
Yes.
people are, sorely bereft of.
I finally
Mhm.
started watching the third season of Stranger Things. I just
Oh.
watched
Yay!
the first episode of that yesterday, and I'm just gonna try not to binge it this time, because I tend to get into these shows and I just binge the hell out of them. So, but yeah,
If you feel like you're hitting a wall with that, it's like the first 2 or 3 episodes are just like set up, and then it gets back into Stranger Things. And
I'm totally fine. Like I was already like sold. You know
Okay.
what I mean? The first 2 seasons I thought were very good.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
But I mean, it's not like that's a hidden gem or anything, but it's really good.
But hey, listen, it took me almost 2 years to finally watch Stranger Things. I watched the first episode, and I liked it. I just didn't get around to watching the rest of it until after season 3 premiered. I was like, oh well,
I should catch up on this.
yeah, and it was well worth it. Yeah, binged it. I didn't have, I don't think, the same reaction to season 2 that most people did, because just watching it all at once, it didn't seem that jarring. Because I remember
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched season 1 after season 2 came out, so I was able to watch.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, I was able to watch all of the those 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like both seasons. There was only one like gross thing that I couldn't watch, but I don't normally watch horror shows or movies
Mhm.
or whatever. So, like, watching this is a little bit of a departure, but I mean, if I'm able to make it through,
Yeah, true.
pretty much. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like it, and it's like they found these kids that can actually act.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that they're playing characters that are the age that the actor is,
Yeah.
and they're not like,
The
You know what I
20-year-old playing the 13-year-old.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Jason Priestley playing a teenager when he was 30 years old or some shit. I started first next the latest season of She-Ra is out.
they're on season 3.
Yep.
Season 2 just came out, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch it on season
And
3.
I got done this season. I'm just like, wait, it's done, and I want more because they're doing such a great job with it.
On a related note to that, while we were playing, the announcement was put out that Kevin Smith is in charge of He-Man Masters of the Universe, and will pick up directly where Masters of the Universe 80s cartoon ended.
Really?
I don't.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's cool.
Live action or animated?
A cartoon.
Oh, okay, a cartoon. I was just like,
I can't tell if it's CG or if it's the same group that did She-Ra.
See, they've been without giving away spoilers, they've been leveraging hard on the fact that there is an Eternia out there in She-Ra, and that there's more of a universe out there. So I would be surprised if they didn't have the two of them linked somehow. I don't know.
It's an eventuality. I mean,
Yeah.
it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think wasn't She-Ra originally developed as a sister character to
Yeah.
Originally, yeah.
He-Man?
Yeah. It was a way of them getting.
Originally, right?
Yeah, they
but,
were
like,
trying to get the girls
in this
into the toy
continuity,
market.
not necessarily.
Yeah, they haven't said one way or the other, and I don't want to spoil too much because it's as goofy as it is. It's actually it's well written. It's fun. We did not this season though get Drunkadora, and that bothers me because Drunkadora is the funniest freaking thing. So apparently there's like this one element on their world that if Adora gets infected with it because of her link with the sword, she basically can't become She-Ra, but when she's Adora, she's basically drunk Adora, and it's the funniest. And
pretty funny.
The actress, you can tell, is having a great time with it. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. I just started doing the second season of Mindhunters. I don't know how I feel about it yet, so I'll wait. I have to see more of it, I think. Any other recommendations?
This isn't shows, but this is a board game.
Ooh.
I had my board game club this weekend, and we played Alien Artifacts.
Okay.
This is a fairly recent release.
Yeah, I saw that on Unplugged. I think.
It's fast. Once you understand like how it functions, it's like my turn happened, my turn's done.
Mhm.
And the game ends pretty quickly too because you cycle through the deck, the draw deck, for resources, and you always have 3 cards in your hand, 3 resource cards. So you draw up to 3 at the end of your turn. And once each time the deck empties, you have to reshuffle the discard pile into the draw deck. Little ticker continues down, and once you reach that at the end of the ticker, that's the end of the game. You do the full cycle around the table until the first, so that everyone gets a full same number of turns, and it's a lot of fun. It's basically an engine builder. You have to sort of figure out what you need in order to continue playing optimally. It's fun. Yeah,
we will have to play it Unplugged. I'm sure someone will have it.
Yeah,
and we will
it'll probably be at the library.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully. Cool. Any other recommendations? I recommend cheese. I recommend cheese. I finished this during the game. There is no more cheese. Brie soft ripened cheese from President. It was delicious. Eat it with a spoon. Cool. All right. So what do we have on Late to the Game this week?
Continuing where I left off from Resident Evil 2 weeks ago, because I had to disappear into a dark room last week. I had ocular migraines, so I could not play anything on a light emitting screen.
Oof. All right, so we're going to do Resident Evil. New episode of Resplendent Travelers goes live tomorrow morning. And then I'll be streaming again on Friday morning, doing some animation. Doing the animation for the next episode. So if you want to hang out, go for it. If not, well, screw you. I don't want to hang out with you anyway. I'm better off by myself, guys. So... all right. Well, hey, if that wraps things up, we'll put a pin on this. We'll put a little bow on the end of this. We'll come back next week with a brand new episode of Team X, and you can come join us and join along in the shenanigans. We can see what new shenanigans, what brand new, mint condition, unwrapped, still in the packaging shenanigans this group can get into.
It'll be great.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right, we will see you guys. We'll see you guys on the interwebs. Okay, so, bye.
Bye.
Bye.